Right? Hey, good morning, friends, and welcome to another episode of New to Mythics Live. How is everybody?
Good.
Good morning.
Great.
We've got a wide array of great friends, man. So good to see you guys before Legionscon. It's imminent, man. It is coming. It is coming. Trevor, when do you
Too
start
fast.
your road to Legionscon, man? I love that.
Next week from Monday. Yep.
Nice.
So next show.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if it's going to be the noobs or if we're going to start with some vendors and then go into the noobs. We'll see. But we got some new people. Obviously, every year there's new noobs.
oh my God, so many.
So-
Like last year was evident. It used to be like you would go and you see everyone, everyone, and you see everyone. But last year, I'm like, I don't know who these people are. It is kind of
Or you do know them and you haven't seen them there before. You know what I mean? Like your
Yes.
robos and things like that. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like,
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
Not,
That's
and
true.
people not as that YouTube level or whatever, but the people that you knew, from other walks, and suddenly they're there, which is cool.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely broadening with Infinite Legions and whatever they have planned, but it's broadening. It's bringing the toy line or Four Horsemen Studios to other people that may not be subjected to, now Skeleton Warriors and stuff, and Joe the Archon and all that. It's pretty cool. It's an exciting time. Somebody even threw out maybe Joe might even be there. Was that?
I think you threw that out, didn't you? Or maybe Omar did. I don't know. One of you
No,
guys threw it
that
out
was-
the other day.
That was
I mean,
Mark
it's,
Thomas.
It's not out.
Oh,
of
it was
the realm
Mark.
of
Okay, that was right. It was
possibility.
Mark. Yeah.
We're throwing it out there. We're putting it in
It's
the
a
universe.
possibility. I know nothing, but it's a possibility. That would be pretty cool. I mean, he goes to the D&D shows all the time. Like he's involved, so I can see him popping in. That'd be cool.
And like what Mark was saying, if the figure or Omar, I'm not sure who said it, but if the figures show up before and they're actually at the table, like, hey man, this is let's get it signed by Joe kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be pretty awesome.
They'll be
Well, it would be
shipping
cool.
right around the time Legionscon starts.
It'd be cool if they had them there. Maybe they have him in the pop out as a surprise guest on the on Friday, and then maybe announce another 2 figures or something in the
There you go.
in the
Oh,
line.
that would be cool.
Oh, the future has been spoken.
That's right, Trevor. Make it happen. Whisper
I got-
to the right ears.
Speak it
I
to
got no
the
control.
Yeah. Make it happen.
I got other things I need to happen more than that. Sorry.
Right out here.
Save my.
Oh man, yeah, we're gonna get into that. But this is primarily. I don't have news. I'm not really doing the normal format of news and all that stuff. If we have time, we could do show and tell. I forgot to bring something, but I can always grab a figure. But I just want to really dig into Legionscon. Legionscon, for me, is like the greatest holiday. It's like better than Christmas. Sorry, Lord. But for me, it's like, it's like birthday, Christmas.
He means Lord Bushati. Yeah.
Yes,
That's right, Lord
Yeah.
Bashadi. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Who
Jesus
yeah,
loves
sorry,
Christmas?
no,
We know he
let's get
loves
it right.
Christmas. So
Yes, exactly. But and I just look forward to seeing all my friends just walking in the door and just everyone cheering when everyone shows up. When Joe G comes through the door, Joe, and it's just that feeling of just the community and being there and everyone's happy
like-
to see everyone else.
it's like being in Cheers times like 400.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Everybody's
Exactly.
Norm, and everybody walks to the door. And it's like
That's a good analogy. But I just love that. Like, you just walk by and there's just little clusters of Mike and Brad are talking over here, and Blake is talking, and it's just surreal that like all your friends that you talk to in this stupid little screen, they're there. They're actually they're in the pub or they're walking down the hallway, and it's just such a magic time.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's amazing.
For me, it's the only place that I go and get that reaction. It's usually the opposite. Like, oh, Joe. But now there, it's like, hey, it's Joe. So
that's what's funny. It's like
even on Offworld, I would get that.
Yeah, I know that too.
Oh, it's Joe.
Hey, Joe, I'm gonna put you in the back. Looks like someone is trying to enter.
Okay.
Just for a minute. Let's see what's going on here.
We're good.
I don't know who's. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I've got. I can fill for. I've got some people that I know are. Have always wanted to come. I don't know if you guys watch the Dave Wonder show, but Dave's coming this year. He's a comic book artist, customizer, collector, and I've been telling him for years, trying to get him to come. And he's like, "There's this comic book show that he does every year up in. I think where's he in Michigan? Is he in Michigan or
is he
Minnesota? He might be in Minnesota. I might be confusing my M. States.
One of those Midwest.
Montana, Minnesota, one of those, yeah.
One of those.
But,
we're all interchangeable,
That's exactly right. But yeah, he's coming, and I'm excited about that because he's going to love it. I just know people that I've told about this for so long are going to love it once they get there.
Yes.
They keep hearing about it, and maybe it's being overhyped, and it's not. It's not overhyped. It's fun.
It's definitely not. It's definitely not. I always say, and I had mentioned it before, like, I feel like that 2 days is not enough. Like, we show up, a lot of us show up like earlier in the week and stay later. Like, I know Curtis will get there on like every day. Every year it seems like it's an earlier day. Like, I think he got there like Monday or Tuesday last year. Do you feel like the show should be longer, or do you think Saturday and Sunday is enough?
I think it's enough.
Yeah.
Physical show floor, yes, it's enough.
Yeah, plenty.
Festivities for the entire week, no, a week is needed.
A week is definitely needed.
Exactly.
Yeah, the show floor, and if they expanded it for another day, the show floor, I think we would be just god awful depressed. It's enough, bordering on too much already. If you know what I mean, with the
I think
amount
there's
of stuff
yeah
to see.
I think it's oh yeah for sure. I think it's so much that you can't, like everybody said, like if you I think Jeremy put this out there one time, you could spend like
10 minutes
at every booth, which isn't really, as you're standing there, you might not spend 10 minutes and you will come back around. I mean, for us, for vendors and stuff, it's different because you're trying to race around and take a look at everything and, I'll take that head, whatever. But even if I had all the time in the world, I think it still leaves you, like, when it's all said and done between the armory and, standing in line for that and getting some stuff at the store and walking around, like, you want more, but I think more that's how you want to feel. You know what I mean? You want to feel like you want more. You don't want to feel like, all right, I'm done with this. You know what I mean?
Well, look at Joe and I last year. He starts talking. He has no voice. I start talking. I have no voice. We think that each other's making fun of each other, but no, we have no voice. No, we're not young gentlemen anymore. We
Right.
Words.
Speak for yourself.
We hurt.
Never mind.
We ache.
I definitely have lozenges on the shopping list for this year's con.
I can't believe that. Everybody's losing their voice.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I told oh no, Legends Collector, whatever his real name is. Dylan. Gosh darn it. It's very early in the morning.
That's
Yeah,
okay. We appreciate
I need
you.
more coffee.
We're doing the closeout on Sunday, the show, and I'm like, Dylan, go get me something warm to drink. I don't have a voice. So then, Dylan, of course, has to run up to the room, get some hot water. By the time he gets to me, it's like lukewarm. So I'm upset and still have no voice. I'm like, what is this supposed to do?
Right.
It's lukewarm. He's like, I'm sorry, it's really far. So, then you're trying to tell jokes and you don't have a voice. And I told Jesse, just repeat what I say. But Jesse's too polite
that was
to interrupt
hilarious.
anyone. So the timing and all the jokes are off
He's a good
because he
man.
doesn't want to interrupt anybody. Yeah, lozenges. I lost it.
Wasn't it
Yes.
just me and you at one point where you couldn't talk and I was just vamping and they're waiting to try and see if they weren't going to take the table away from us or something?
Yes. The repossession crew showed up.
Right.
In there.
Yeah, I remember
that-
that.
That's a whole other thing.
That little
That's a
guy
whole
was
other-
not having it either. Curtis was like, "We'll rent it for another hour," and he's like, "I'm taking that table." So yeah, that was fun too.
Big G says Armory this year is going to be insane. Can't wait to see everyone.
That just gives me anxiety.
Right? I'm like, oh no. It's supposed to hype us up, but we're like, oh no. That just means I'm going to be buying more.
right now.
I'm going to be buying
Yeah.
more.
Well, plus for some people, I mean, there is news like that. I don't know if you're going to get to the Schmerp. Maybe I'm jumping.
Yeah,
ahead.
we'll get
I'll
to
let
it,
you
or we'll get to it right now.
Mezco coming to the show.
Yes.
That's pretty wild.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean that's a huge. I think that's a massive. Like
That's
we were just talking
scary.
about that on Double Jointed. Like
I know you guys heard you guys talking about it.
They're
I hope
a-
they don't have anything like not
Right.
to sell, but like
that's
any
what they
kind of
want. That's
exclusive.
Mythics right there.
I just show up to meet and greet. That's it. You know,
That's
be
right.
amazing. And,
Trevor, you hit on those. I hope they have nothing.
Yeah, I'll take
Exactly.
a pin. I'll take a T-shirt. But you
I don't
know,
even want
it's
that. I
fun.
don't want nothing. Don't bring me nothing.
It would be different for them. They generally have some stuff that's been out for a while that wasn't
Right.
exclusive, and
Some in-stock
and then
stuff.
sometimes they'll do like at SDCC, they'll do the differently colorway Batman or Doc Knock or whatever. But who knows? Maybe they'll do
I
something
think
like
that-
that.
I do hope for some Rumble Society figures that I've missed if they have some maybe.
Maybe some warehouse finds or something. I mean, is Legionscon big enough for them to have an exclusive?
Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know. 'Cause, I mean, they go to like
Yes,
New York
We're
Comic
going to
Con.
get a Mezco exclusive for Legionscon, and I have
Well,
no idea
how
what
long
Mezco
have they-
is, but we're getting it.
I think how long they've known
Brett's
probably
putting
has
it out
more of
there.
a factor than the size of the con too. You know, it takes a long time to
It
do
does.
a run
Yeah.
of toys. So if they didn't know, you know,
I
a year
think
ago,
we can count this big enough. It's just that Jeremy, like Jeremy says, he keeps it small. He keeps it tries to keep it the way it is because it keeps it more friendly, more family friendly than expanding more. It's not good. It becomes a Comic-Con. It becomes something where you
Yeah.
don't want to be at. You don't want to go because it's more anxiety or more people that don't even sometimes honestly.
We need the intimacy of an on-site attached hotel that we can take over. We can't have a convention center with spread out hotels like Toylanta. It just isn't our community. We need that attached hotel experience.
Right. But
Or
do
like
we
a
think that the
hive.
venue is big enough to sustain that? You know, the
I think-
growing numbers every year.
I think right now it is. Would it be? Ask that same question in a couple of years. It might be different. You know, but
I mean, we're moving into the third floor. I mean, eventually, like there could be more people up there. I don't know. I don't know what the hotel allows. I don't know if there's any other space
the
there. I
traffic-
think we've
Well,
got. every
remember,
bit of
Trevor,
space.
they're
Could be a
cementing
fire
in the
hazard.
pool.
I know.
they're
I know. I heard
cool.
that. Yeah.
Oh, are they? I didn't
So-
know that.
Convention
So there could
space.
be more room there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just the traffic last year, Saturday was the lines were insane on Saturdays. So
Yeah.
each year it's probably going to get a little worse and worse. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they just got to cap the tickets. I mean, it's sold out at La Quinta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
And how fast did the room sell out? Like
this year, 15 minutes.
craziness.
If that, I mean, some of the rooms were tough to get like a minute or two in, like the two double beds on a normal floor or whatever.
I'm looking for investors. I'm gonna buy a nice little, house or maybe a warehouse, and furnish it up, and then we have our own little Legionscon warehouse. Have our people in,
There you go.
Like a mythic hostel.
Take over a data center and turn it into a Legion.
Yes. Now we're talking.
There you go.
That's what I
that
told
idea.
the people up there.
Mark says, I got a taste of the community fellowship at CarverCon. One of these years, I'll make it to Legionscon. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong. CarverCon was a great,
Mhm.
that's good enough, man. You don't need to.
Hey, just understand that once you go to Legionscon, it's hard not to after
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
That's true. That
I
is-
was
go,
just
Omar.
gonna give it a try, and
Yeah.
Well, we weren't going to let you give it a try, but whatever. Oh,
you,
give it a
man.
try the first time you're around. Like, you're talking about this year. I thought, yeah.
I don't stay. I
You're
don't.
coming.
I don't stay at the hotel because I live nearby. So, but I'm there almost every day. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, if I was nearby, I would too. You know, like I don't
Yeah.
need to sleep in the room for 4 hours, and then you know what I mean. I
It's
save
nice to have the
myself
room there,
$800
you know, for stuff. But if you got your car or whatever, a place to stash it, and you just have to take an Uber somewhere else, you know, that's cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Nice to be
G-Con, for people that are watching that may not have ever been to Legionscon, so G-Con is on Friday morning, and that is where the Horsemen reveal. Basically, it used to be just, I guess, just the new big wave that they're announcing and revealing, but now it's almost like a state of the year or the upcoming future of what's going on, what's happening, and so like it gets like, sounds like 4 hours, jeez, or was it 6? How many hours? It was like
It's
4 to 6 hours.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
5, 6
it's
hours.
It was
I
6
got it
hours
published.
last year.
Yeah, I
It's
think it was
long,
like
but
People
I mean,
were taking lunch in the middle and then coming
Yeah.
back. And it's like,
Yeah, as soon as you leave to do something, though,
Yes.
that's the announcement
Exactly.
you're going to miss.
I went out and grabbed I was getting a bite, and Chris Gorch was like, "Hey, you better go back in there. They're getting ready to announce." And that's when they had Archon and the Infinite, and they had brought out the dragon and stuff.
Yeah, funny story about that with the Archon one was I went out to use the restroom, then I bumped into one of the sideshow guys, and was talking to him. Totally missed the Archon reveal, and then later on, Jeremy stopped me because I'm a big D&D role playing guy. Jeremy's like, "What did you think of that Archon reveal?" And I was like, "Oh, that was awesome." And I totally missed the whole thing.
It was great.
yeah.
That was my favorite part.
Wow.
So
I had to go back and watch it just in case he asked me any questions later.
G-Con is before Legionscon happens, so it's on a Friday morning, and then the doors open officially on Saturday morning. So
It's not part of Legionscon, but it's part of Legion's
Week.
Week.
yeah,
Mythic Week.
yeah.
I can see how the namesake would be
Yeah,
a little
Legion's Week.
confusing to newbies, though.
Yeah, it's more that now,
It's
Trevor.
in the same facility. It's in the same.
Mhm.
I mean, the hotel should be building more rooms. I mean, we are bumping their income up big time, and if they love us, get rid of
that's
the
got to
parking
be.
lot and more
There was
more rooms.
last week there was like an event there because the parking lot was packed. I'm driving by and the parking lot was packed, and I was like, "Oh man, Legionscon's here early." I was kidding around, but like there was nowhere to park there. So people use that.
Every year they do a con for the TV show Supernatural there.
Yeah,
Mm.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
They had a Cobra Kai thing
Wow,
there
does
as well. actually.
Guaisque know that?
Yeah.
I know. I mean, maybe he's running it. I don't know. Maybe he's the showrunner.
He probably is running it.
I mean, you
so
think
one
we're
of the-
crazy? Somebody's doing a con for a Supernatural, man, like every year. Like that's great.
Yep.
At CarverCon, that's all he was talking about. Like we would be talking about something, and he would bring it around.
Oh, I know. Every
Like, you
time.
son of a
Every
bitch. I did not want to hear any
somebody
more
has to
about.
let you know.
Never
I
seen it.
love you, Guestigwe. You're my boy. So I wanted to ask, one of the questions that I had thought of was, how has Legionscon changed over the years? Obviously, the size, the scale, the majesty of their reveals and everything else. But some of you old timers, what was it like in the La Quinta and stuff like that? Can you guys that have been there, like Mike or Trevor, Brett,
Mike.
yeah,
I was
I'm
never
going to
looking at that.
defer to you on this one, Trev.
Okay. Well, I was at the first one, which was basically a meetup after ToyCon New Jersey, which was cool. I mean, it was great because it was that kind of thing. Like you got to meet people like you didn't really know. People showed up. I mean, you knew them from the community, but the community was smaller then too. And just seeing them live and seeing all the stuff that people were doing and seeing, sometimes you didn't see faces behind some of the dio makers and the customizers. The first time I met Nikki, Nicole, and Dennis and stuff, and it was really, really cool. But it was basically just a gathering for a few hours, like 3 hours. And then the La Quinta was crazy with the elevators not working for a while. That was wild. It felt very much like an early, like Brian had some hiccups this year at CarvaCon. It's growing pains. You know what I mean? You learn from that, and it gets better and better every year. But it was still great, and it was funny. It was fun and funny at the same time. We were just improvising in the lobby with people bring carts of drinks and things like that. I don't think those people knew what was hitting them either at that point. The giant ogre and the
lines were like forever, right? The lines were like outside.
Oh my god, the lines for the horseman table were nuts. And they had, I think they had everything, right, Benny, all at once. Like you could get the exclusives and
everything at one table.
Yeah, which was again they learned, but you could spend. It was kind of one of those things like with the San Diego Comic-Con, like you could just spend the entire day in a line, just waiting to get something, and then you missed the whole thing, which they understood kind of sucked. So
I got in the line, the horseman line, like early in the morning.
Shut up, Brian.
Not Brett early, but early, and it was a 4-hour endeavor for the horseman line on Saturday. Yeah. And that was like I was like 150th in line, I think, that day, or in that ballpark, in 4 hours to get through. Yeah.
So what was some of the stuff that was on the table, Rick?
Yeah, that was the thing. Go ahead, Rick.
I mean, I was fairly new. I joined Legion like February that year for reinforcements, so by November, I'm still pretty green to the line. So like literally anything on the table is worth buying. Like that was my brother's advice to me, was like basically it doesn't matter whether you think you want it, whether you don't, you're gonna want it. Like just buy it. Like whatever lands on the table. So that was pretty cool.
But they had some fire early on. If you were early, they had some fire.
I was not.
Like
I didn't get the
people that rumor spread like real quick. Like, oh my god, there was a Otho on the table. They had an Otho. Somebody had an Otho. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's something that they've done since the beginning, basically. It
was more the rarer, older figures. I mean, I guess you could call that a table drop, but it was kind of like the surprise, I guess.
I had no idea. I learned from this guy right here to show up early because there was some good stuff. I think my first early show was ZoloCon. And I remember Big G was there, and he had the Airtheer and Aethon 2-pack. I think it was like $100, and then they had the Templar with the gold. I forget his name.
Godfrey.
Godfrey, Sir Godfrey.
Oh yeah.
Gold. There's like 3 or 4 different versions. I'll have to check my first 10 years book and see what. But
that must have been right after they did the run, I guess. Then, when they did some extras, or
and that's when they had extras of the Valiant Knight there and stuff. But just getting there early, the excitement, waiting, and then all the good stuff that was at the tables was just good memories.
Now see it. So I've only gone to Legionscon for 2 years. But I'll tell you, the first year that I went, I stood in line quite a bit, and it wasn't bad. But last year, when I came down and saw how long the lines are, I was like, right to the vendor room. Right. People like, I'm not going to spend all this, money and effort getting to the con and then to stand in line for half the day or more.
Yeah.
For me, anyways, it's more about getting around and seeing all the people and having fun. I still got everything that I want. I just waited until the lines were way shorter. So,
last year's Legionscon was a lot easier to maneuver, and it was you had more chance to get your exclusives and everything, and be on the enforcement line because the way they did it correctly. Like you could run around the armory was a little bit more. I didn't even get anything from the armory because one, we had the table. That's one. Two, it was like just couldn't stand in the line for too long. I mean, too many things. But the exclusives, there's plenty of. Just go get your stuff. Enforcement line, get on it, get your stuff. There are surprise drops and stuff like that, but that's early on. Just stay in line and do your best to not get bored. Talk to people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Big Greg was saying that the barcodes, they've definitely worked on it and streamlined the retail, side of it. But I mean, there's always that browsing. You go into the pop-up store, and you're just like, whoa, like, you know, you're focused on this. Like I walked right by Toth and had no idea. I'm like, you know, I already have that stuff. Walked right by it, but you know, it's that browsing that does take time. The same thing with Armory. It does take time. You know, you want to build, and Greg and Joe V definitely help you, you know, build what you're wanting to build. But that stuff does take time.
It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming to see so much in one place, and you're like, because I should be used to it by now, and I miss a lot of stuff. You know, I walk by stuff and I go, that was there. Oh man, I gotta get back online. You know, so it's like you gotta take it when you're in there. Take your time, look around, scan everything nicely. Trust me, you'll find stuff, and you'll find older figures. And if you see them, snatch them out. There was a guy. There was like the Irritated 2-pack, and he's debating about it. And I'm like, "This is your first time here? Yeah." I'm like, "Grab that. Don't grab it.
Don't debate too long.
Yeah,
gonna reach over and
a week later,
grab it, and it's gonna be gone."
He texted me. He's like, "Hey, we met at Legionscon. Thanks. I grabbed it. You know, yeah, it was $100. Why would you grab it?
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, $100. I bought two, and I gave one to my stepson. I mean, it's such a good deal. But sometimes when you're new, you're not sure what's a good deal. You know, is it available? It's a learning curve with Mythic stuff. Like, is it gone forever? Will it come back? Stuff like that. So, you know, there's that, and then your dollar too. You know, you want to make sure that you get everything or as much as you can with the dollars that you have. And that's something that I really want to dig into as a plan. We're talking about how much there is to see. And obviously you're not going to be able to see everything. You're not going to be able to buy everything. So I think definitely if you're new to Legionscon is have a plan. You know, spend time in the Cabal, seeing what people are bringing, what kind of fire it is, what kind of you know, exclusives that the horsemen are going to have, what kind of stuff that the vendors are going to bring, and definitely have a plan for your dollars, and have a plan for your time, because it is over like that. Like the door opens at 9 or 10, next thing you know it's like 6 and they're closing the doors. It's like day is over.
Yep.
I think two takeaways if we're trying to create like a player's handbook for Legionscon is one is armory experience. If you don't prioritize that as one of your first like lines, there you may miss some of the things that they have, right? Like, so like this year they sold out certain parts, you know, early on. Big Greg was helpful in kind of nudging us towards certain parts, like, hey,
Yes.
might want to get those. You know, that, and then also like don't be afraid to, like, when sellers start advertising what they're going to have at Legionscon, maybe make sure that they're not pre-selling some of that stuff, because I think in a lot of cases you'll find that, like, oh, all these awesome one-off customs pre-sold before the event, and I didn't realize this person was selling them in advance. So some do, some don't, but definitely worth asking in advance if it's something that you're like don't want to miss out on.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Some people will, some people won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt to throw it out there. A lot of people, a lot of customizers will be like, these are the heads that I'm bringing. You know, and some don't want to pre-sell. I get that. But you never know till you ask.
Pre-sale is good, but it's bad. I mean, it's good if they bring enough of that same item, because then you see, you're there live and you're like, what happened? Oh, I sold this already. Like, oh, what the
For sure.
Like, so you feel like, I came here for this too, but I can't get it now. Like, so
yeah,
it's like,
I'm of two minds on that. I don't know, like if you're part of the community and somebody puts some stuff up, and it's like, like Greg said, if you want to ask if you could pre-sell it, especially if it's something expensive, you're taking a chance to put, a $400, $200 figure down on the table and hope that you walk away the weekend and it's gone. Whereas if somebody messages you and says, "Hey, I want that," it's like, okay,
yeah.
I mean, that's $200 in my pocket already, and the show is started, so
I mean, I've done that where I've purchased it and then I pick it up at the end of it, like on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Some people will ask you to leave it on the table, just so they can show it off or whatever. People can look at it, because I mean, here's a difference, Greg, from the first ones. The second one was also at ToyCon New Jersey, but a separate in the bingo hall, which the ladies who were playing bingo just before us were a little perturbed about. But that was kind of an art show. I mean, almost nobody was selling stuff. Like I was selling stuff, but I was doing like customs and things like that. But there was a lot of people. I'd say maybe at least half of the people who were doing customs there were not selling. It was an art show, you know.
Yeah.
LeBron and Eric Miller were there, and they weren't selling anything. So it was, it was still cool because just to see all this stuff and get inspired by it. So if you're coming and something's gone already, yeah, you could be disappointed, I guess, too. But you got to think of this as part art show, part sales con too.
Yeah, and Curtis has said like the custom stuff is your one of one, and so if that is really your priority, then go there first. If you want, like my tradition is I always start at the Horseman table. I get the table drop if there was one. Go ahead and wink, Trevor, if there's a table drop or two there. He did. I saw it right there. He just winked. Look at that. No wink at all. But so I grab that stuff. If there's anything early on in the table, I will grab that and then go on to the next place. But you just have to prioritize like what I got to have. If there's that custom that Emil made, then go there first for God's sake, because it's going to be claimed.
Well, now we're doing all my tips for new to the.
I'm sorry.
I almost called it New to Mythics, the noob show. But anyway, I'll throw another one in. Like if you're there with a friend or some friends, split it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you know that there's a table drop out there already, like you get in line for the store. Grab me. I mean, sometimes it's one per, but depending on what it is, like if you can get two. I don't know if they do two or one. Dude, what have they done on the table drops? I don't even know.
I think it's one per
to begin with.
Trip, yeah.
One per trip.
Yeah.
Well,
all right, we'll get a couple people.
You got to realize things like the table drops that are there Sunday afternoon still.
Yes.
Usually, and I think that they're doing that more and more where there's enough for Legionscon. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been preparing for that pretty well because they bring it in spurts, so they'll bring like.
Mm-hmm. They got strategy.
Boxes, and then bring more. And I mean, you can if you.
They got a box van full of them, Benny, and the studio's 15 minutes down the road.
Yeah. So it's like you can get your stuff. Just prioritize. Stay in line. Don't later on be crying. Oh, I couldn't get it because I was doing something. Well, you know what? Don't do that then. Or right afterwards.
Well, I mean. Going back to that, I mean, okay, you can't get the table drop maybe because you can't get more than one, but you can at the armory, and you can for the exclusives, like send one person in line and say, this is what I want, print it out from Kirby's configurator, and have them get you that figure while you're out grabbing the exclusives for them, get it all done, and then get to the floor. So.
Well, the armory wasn't that bad. I went through it. It's just what I wanted was not there. So I didn't get nothing else. I was like, you know what? We're just missing. That's too late for me. I don't want this stuff. And then I spend my money on stuff I don't want. I mean, so
the armory is what, 2 or 3 per?
It's 2.
It depends.
Two.
Yeah.
It's 2 per.
Yeah. And like Greg says, be prepared. Use Kirby's builder, and But I will say, go ahead. 1 second, Rick. Jeremy had said at MuskeeCon that there's going to be less exclusive stuff. So, we don't have to break our back trying to get the adventure boots with this armor, whatever. Good. Like, it's going to be
I was just going to say that,
mostly widely non-exclusive. So that will make it probably a lot more available for us. So people are not going to focus on, I got to get the green leather, whatever. So that, I think that is a great thing that they changed that.
Yes, I do too. Yeah.
Go ahead, Rick. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just going to build on that. Is that one thing I would suggest is to just try to strike a balance, and like there's a lot to do, right? And so like try to not have tunnel vision and do too much of a great thing. Like, so for me, it was like, oh my God, there's all these armory experience exclusives. There's the black Lancer, the brown boots, and there's the this or the that. And so I went through that line 3 times probably. I got a 7, I think, armory builds, and it took up a chunk of Saturday. I mean, it was a lot of the day, and for me, it went south because we had the TSA shutdowns and all that, and Sunday first thing in the morning, I'm like, I'm going to spend today really hitting the floor. and then flight got canceled home back to Florida.
Oh.
So we ended up leaving
I remember
early and
that,
driving back. So like I kind of
Oh, that's
lost
right.
Sunday because of it, and it was like, well, shit. I mean, and I've gone 4 years in a row, so I'm experienced with this stuff, and I still sort of, you have those regrets, like, man, I spent probably too much time in these armory lines and not enough time hitting the floor and stuff. Now, fortunately, the evenings, you got a lot of hang time with everybody, so you're still gonna get to see all your buds, or most of them, but it's definitely a balanced situation. There's a lot to do, so don't get too fixated on one thing.
I'll just throw my 2 cents in, because last year was my first Legionscon. I went in there with a plan, and the plan just went to absolute shit. By the time I got there on Saturday,
absolutely.
And it's one of those things that you can have a like at least a blueprint of what you're going to do. But I'm going to tell you right now, when you get there and you see how much stuff there is, that blueprint's going to be thrown out the window.
Yeah,
because you're going to start seeing so many other awesome, whether it's customs or whether it's other toy lines or whether it's, like for me, I was focused on the armory. I wanted the armory. So I went there and I went through the armory like Rick. I went there like 4 times in a row. Boom, 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 boom. And I got all the parts that I wanted. But I think I did that because a lot of those parts were, exclusives to Legionscon. It's different now. If those parts aren't going to be exclusive to Legionscon, it gives me the opportunity to go and do other things, because I missed out on all the customs, a whole bunch of customs. I missed out on the main floor, on a bunch of the main floor. I didn't go to the Horseman store till like later in the afternoon. So there were a few figures that were already gone by then. I still got the table drops and everything else. But I mean, you can have a plan. And, like what Greg was saying in the chat, the armory is the one thing you can plan, because that way what builds you're going to have. But even then, you can be behind one guy who just gets frozen, and he'll be right there just frozen. And then Greg or Joe will help them out and everything. But it happens. Yeah. You'll get there.
You can just walk around that schmuck and go.
True.
I mean, I did my entire weekend's worth of shopping from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, and I had 30-some armory. I had every single table drop I wanted. I had every single exclusive I wanted. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Executed.
Brett won Legionscon, I think, is what we're
I think for me though, it was just because I was new and I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
So when I walked in there, I was just like, now it's different. Now I know exactly where I'm going first and what I'm going to do.
Right.
And blah blah. Yeah. But it's still for new guys.
Yeah.
Do your plan, but I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to pivot. You're going to pivot.
You're going to fly by there. The guy said I had a plan. I stuck to my plan. I had made diverging. If I needed to audible, I had that set up. And he's like, it worked like a charm, and that's the key. It's not everybody's plan's going to be the same. Have a plan. Know when you need to deviate. Attack it.
2 things. Can I say 2 things? Oh, so go ahead.
Well, I just want to say real quick, and Trevor knows I'm not much of a planning guy. That's if you watch Legions, go ahead.
He'll bring a napkin to Legionscon with a couple of notes, but
and that's how I felt about it. Like once you get there and start feeling everything, like when I first went, it was like, oh, the stuff. I can't wait to get the stuff, and I don't feel that way anymore.
Yeah.
I'm happy with what I get. Even last year's armory, Brett
had to help me
out. Because I thought, well, there's no way that the old man Caucasian torso parts are going to sell out. Who's going to want an old Caucasian guy?
Right.
First one
Everybody.
to sell out. And I missed it.
Every single person.
But if I wasn't. It didn't upset me though. I'll get it at some point. I know they're going to do the sale.
I was just going to say, as long as you get it at some point,
as long as I get it at some point, I'm fine. But sitting down with Brett and talking to him, that's exclusive to the con.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah,
Good.
sure.
Getting to meet you guys and chat and all the things that are associated with the socializing, that's the exclusive that I feel like I can't miss. So when I got downstairs on Saturday morning, I saw how long the lines are. I'll get the stuff.
Yeah.
Which, though, to some degree, the lines help facilitate that camaraderie as well.
Well, see, and that's what I was going to say, Rick.
Yes.
I'm down there at 2:00 in the morning. I spend 7 hours shooting the shit with people and just having that hang time in the morning. and still get all that in. So, are you a morning person that wants to hang out in the morning with people, or are you an evening person? Are you both?
I gotta
going
say,
back to La Quinta. I mean, I
Go
was
ahead.
in that 4-hour line, and I was next to Dirk from Dwarf Designs, and I was with Carlos Espino from Badass, and the guys from Latin Legions and all. So it's like these, pillars of the community that you end up hanging out with. You don't even realize they're going to be the, A-listers someday.
There's almost nobody that you can't talk to in line. You know what I mean?
Right.
This going to be just like, I don't like this.
yeah, but last year, I went to Armory first, then I went to the exclusive line, I went to the store line, and I did not spend any more than 20 minutes in a line.
Yeah.
Doing
The exclusive
that.
line went real quick, definitely. Can I just say two things? First of all, how come Mike, when I wear that thing, I feel like a dorky lobot, and you still look cool in that?
Yeah, he does.
I can't wear that on camera because I just look like,
Well, I can't see unless I'm using it.
Me too. I know. I'm wearing glasses underneath that thing too. But one of the things, the other thing is I'm glad they're not doing as many exclusives on the Armory. There's things that I think, and you guys have talked about it, Greg. You've talked about it. Mark's talked about it too. I think, or maybe whatever on your show. That there's a lot. There's a lot. There's the Armory. There's the exclusives now that are 2-packs that you want to get multiples of, which is fine. It's always a table drop. Usually there's something else, surprise, yada yada. So, and that's all 4 Horsemen. And every year, it goes up a little bit. You know what I mean? And so what I'm getting at is don't miss the vendors, because the vendors. I'm glad they're not doing the exclusives as much, so people won't spend as much time in line. Because I think the line part is that's when you don't get to see everybody's table and get some of those cool things that you'd miss by standing in line. Right. So hopefully the lines will be a little bit shorter, because there just won't be as much I got to get in and get that X torso or whatever from the Armory, hopefully.
As Jeremy mentioned, that they're going to move the exclusives this year. I mean, I know last year they were kind of right there in the.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the greatest place in the world. I mean, people were standing in line in front of booths that had to look at them. But
okay, this is a dead horse that doesn't need beat with Curtis in the audience. No, they're going to leave them in the same place, Rick.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. But no, I mean, you got to. What's the most important thing out of the 4 that you really need to focus on? That's where you start. Is the figure fair, the Armory, the community room, or exclusives? Those are your 4 starting points.
Mm-hmm.
And
exclusives are usually there for quite a quite a long time.
I think Revenant sold out last year, but it was midday Sunday.
Sunday, right?
Yeah. I mean, you just have to ask yourself, what do I want the most? Do I want customs? Do I want a Trevor calendar? Do I want the table drop? Do I want and that's the plan. That's what you need to do.
That Trevor lunchbox.
The biggest thing is to prioritize your time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're there for experiences, show up early. Me and Brett are going to be there early, hanging out. He's got his wagon. I got my chair. We're going to just sit and talk figures, hang out with us, but have a plan when you go in. Also have a financial plan. I think that is huge. I'm just saying, my money is very
all we can do is laugh at
finite.
that. We can just laugh at that, Greg. We can laugh at the financial plan.
There's enough of us here. All we need is a getaway car.
Yeah. No, have a financial plan so that you know how much you blow it by at the end of the con. So you can compare and contrast how much more you spend.
I've already gotten double my annual budget. What's a little more?
Yeah, I'm crying after, but right now I'm having a damn good time. But be open to your plan. Like we were saying, things are going to happen, things are going to change. You're going to see that Detour is going to have something. You're like, I got to have that. I got to take that home. So just expect that to happen, but try to have some kind of financial plan.
My kids were real close to getting Mythic Legions blisters for Christmas last year.
The little toys that came with the.
No, I need those for my display. They just get the packaging.
But also, it was super cool. Like CB was saying, somebody had asked about exclusives on the Cabal, and CB was saying, you know, we don't like exclusives. We don't do that. We might have like a head that's exclusive to a show or something, but we want to make sure that people are able to get the stuff that want the stuff. And I love that. Like, you know, so people that aren't able to make it to Legionscon know that you're able to get the exclusive stuff later in the in-stock sales or whatever. So like, you know, you don't have to scramble and kill each other to try and get that stuff. But also there's going to be people that are going to buy like 15 Draga herds that only really are going to need 2 or 3. They're going to put those up in the community, or ask a friend, hey, you know, can you pick me up one or whatever, or, you know, friends network. And that's what I love about this community too, is that people will network. Hey, did you need this? I got an extra one of this one. Do you need that? You know, and get that friend price. But, you know,
also if you want to purchase certain things like from Trevor or from, like the little T-shirts, a lot of that stuff is available ahead of time. Trevor will send you an email. Mm-hmm. You can pre-purchase it off of him already.
Yes.
And you can save that money, like spend it now, you know, early in the year, and then when you get there, you don't have to spend another $200-300 extra live out of your pocket. You know, you just
100%.
Trevor handed it to you. Everybody, so many people were like, "Oh, here's your pins. Here's this. Here's that." I'm like, "Did I buy this?" They're like, "Yeah, you purchased it." I forgot, but you know.
I will say if you're a vendor selling stuff that's commodity stuff and not like one-off exclusives, I would say a good thing to do is like to pre-sell, but give a little discount if you pre-sell, because it's going to give you an idea, especially if you do it early enough, like how many you need to order. You know, if like you get 50 people coming to you for a pin or shirt, or whatever the hell it is, you know what I mean? You know, okay, that's 50 people who already want it. I'm going to order another 30 or 40. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I have them there, and then you've already pre-sold, you know, 50 of them, whatever. So, I'm not sure what is he getting at here?
Oh, he's still
just engaging.
He can't let a single thing die ever. And this is the line of exclusives in front of the row of booths. And the mistake was made to bring it up in his presence.
That was my fault.
It's kind of like the Valgard thing. He does not know when to let it die.
So I think the number one rule, if anybody's going to get anything from any Legionscon show, is if you go into the show floor or the Horseman store, whatever, and you see a product that you want, you better get it right then and there.
Right.
Because if you go around thinking it's going to be there on a second pass, it never will be.
Yep.
We've all done that.
Conversely, Mike, that's a good way to save yourself from money if you're not 100% sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'll make one more lap, and if it's still there, it's mine.
I said it's meant to be, right, Brett? It's meant to be. You get back like, I guess it wasn't meant to be. Yeah, I should have grabbed it.
If you're on the fence about it, I mean, I don't know if I'd grab it or just wait and say, okay, wasn't, you know, I didn't.
I mean, there's so much.
But if you really want something, you better grab it, because it will.
Totally. If you're on the fence, leave it up to fate and see what happens.
Right.
This is one of those cons where everybody or almost everybody has deep pockets. Like, we're all going to go over there and we're going to buy stuff. And if there's something that you want, get it, because that's all there is to it. I've never been to a con like this one where people walk out and they just buy and buy and buy and buy and buy and continue to buy. Look, I didn't think I was going to walk out with 18 Armory Knights or 18 Armory Gladiators, and I did. You know, it's just, it happens. You go there and you see what you want. And like Mike said, go and grab it, because I'm going to tell you right now, I did that. I went by some of the customizers and I said, I'll come back later and I'll get it. And it was all gone. So that was one of the mistakes that I made in my first Legionscon. Won't make that again. So, yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot of people are there to buy, dude. They're there to buy and to grow your collections. And so,
I mean, they're coming from all over the world.
The people I want toys.
And that's what makes this. That's what makes Legionscon such a big con. It's got the small. It's the small setting, but it's big in the sense that people are there to buy. Man, they're not just there to look. They're there to buy.
Trust me, bring your mindset to the vendors that are there and the smaller tables, because they bring some fire too. They bring some stuff. You find stuff and you go, how much for this? I found stuff that that I would find there, and I'd be like, oh, I'll take this, I'll take that. Like Emil had a bunch of older figures there, and I was like, I'll buy them all for you, and I bought like 4, give me a great price. I took them all off of him. I was like, right, I was fucking.
Yeah, that's what I did with Dennis Derby. I pre-bought a couple figures from him and picked them up. They were older figures that I needed. So
I mean, I had them sign everything, but
do you remember at our table, Benny, last year we were like restocking our table and kind of like facing everything, and then I look, and one of the guys that was running our table with us had put an Otho up for like $200.
Yeah,
we're like, whose is this? Where did this come?
Oh, that was Jeff.
Chris James.
Jeff.
Yeah,
I think it was Jeff or a friend of his or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was Chris James or something.
I thought it was like, fake Opals, but I didn't even bother buying it. I was like, whatever, I don't want that shit. It was real, you know?
Yeah, but you never know. Like, take the time and really explore the tables because you never know what you're going to find.
I remember certain people, I don't want to mention the names, but came over to our table looking at stuff from a certain action line. And he's looking at... Forceful? Yes, and he was looking at
sucker.
Yes, and yes, definitely. And so I sold him some stuff that was there that belonged to Rob.
Rob.
And I said, yeah, just buy it. It's only one. So he purchased a couple of things and he left. You know, and but it's funny because you get people just walk by and they're like, you know, oh shit, look who's here buying stuff off my table, whatever. So it's pretty cool, man. It's like, you know, it's fun. Interact with the people. If you're there, don't feel shy. Come up to everybody, talk to everybody, man. I mean, just hey, you're so and so. I mean, you know, I mean, remember the La Quinta for me was the first time was incredible because people knew me, I didn't know them. They're like, oh, you know, my face is up there. And they're like, hey, Benny. I'm like, you know, but then you start to get to know them and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool, you know.
At the risk of Brett's commentary, I will say that another thing to consider time-wise is the fact that some people are going to now need to dedicate some time to the con across the highway as well, which I imagine is something
that's
are going to do.
I will sit out in front of the Marriott and I will have a notepad and I will be writing down names of judges. Every one of you.
I wanted to ask Faisal, since you're coming from overseas, like how do you prioritize? I mean, what do you bring, like an empty suitcase? Like, how do you guys strategize what you're going to pick up, the time that you're going to be there, flights and all that stuff?
It made it easier last year coming with Elijah, as he's been, I think that was his 4th time. So hearing what he told me what to expect, I had quite a good idea. And I looked at a lot of the YouTube videos that everyone put up, like Big Dub and stuff. So I got like an idea of what it's going to be. So I had a relatively good idea of what I wanted to pick up. So I think it's good in general to ask yourself, what do you want from the convention? Mm-hmm. And for me, it was probably more than half of that was meeting everyone. And there were some specific, like the Revenant and a couple of armory figures and stuff. So I don't have that much spending money. So most of it goes on the flight and accommodation and food. So I set aside like a budget because I guess for me financially, luckily, there's not loads that I want. Like I've got a very, very specific taste of what I like. Mm-hmm. So I made sure I had space to bring stuff back. And then even that, you're kind of limited. And you can't really buy like enormous dios and massive custom monsters unless you're going to get them shipped back. And again, that's at a cost.
Yeah. And you're mostly an opener.
Treat our overseas friends to a pint at the pub so they can afford an extra.
Faisal, you're an opener, right? So you can just shrink them down and put them in your suitcase if necessary.
Yeah, I unboxed everything, so I left a whole mountain of packaging.
There you go.
Things in between.
The maid's like, so you son of a bitch.
Yeah, we left a pile of stuff for them. So this year there's actually less Like, it depends what the armor is going to be, because if it's something that I like, then I'm probably going to get a few. But I'm sure soon enough we're going to find out what it is. But there's probably 2 or 3 things that I want to pick up. Other than that, I'm quite open. So I definitely want to make sure I spend enough time to touch base with all of the people that I want to touch base with. Because even from last year, there were people I spoke to online saying, I only just said hi and didn't get time to hang out or anything. So my main priority is that. The things that I get, I know I'm going to get what I need to get, but I'm not going to spend like the whole day queuing up for stuff. Like I'll be quite tactical. Like the Revenant, I got it Sunday. I thought, you know what, they've got enough. Sunday, I walked in, there was, I think, queue of about 3 people. Grabbed one, bang, done, finished. So there was no stress. Yeah, I missed out on some parts in the armory, but again, I kept an eye on it throughout the Saturday. And then when the queue was quite low, I just jumped in.
Right.
Did that twice. Got my four figures, which I was very happy with. So last year was a good taster of what a toy convention's like.
What to expect.
Particularly Legionscon. So this year, I've been more prepared. I've actually got a bit more budget this year, so it's nice to have that kind of safety blanket for depending on what you see.
Awesome.
That's another point to bring up. You're going to have a budget, but you're going to need a safety factor on that budget. Because, like he said, you're going to walk by and something's going to catch your eye, and will not have planned for it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's okay to tell yourself no. Have that mindset that I don't need everything here. I will be able to get some of this stuff later down the road, in stock sale, friends sale, cabal sale, whatever. It's the stuff that's rare.
Yeah. Generally, that stuff, I mean, maybe the Revenant is an exception. I don't know what that, I haven't looked that up on eBay, but everything comes around where it's like people bought a lot, they got stuck with them, and now, if you can wait a year, deal with the standard version if you have to. And if you have to have the packaging, whatever, dude, you're gonna find it in about a year for close to what retail price was.
I think one of the challenges,
you have to have mythic patience, maybe, if you're that type of collector. But
but we learned that. Go ahead, Rick. Sorry.
The studio has done it. I know they are constantly trying to get better at this, but sometimes if you wait because you say, oh, it's going to be in the in-stock sale, but then it's gone in like 5 minutes in the in-stock sale or something like that. So you definitely don't want to always rely on something to show up later in stock.
Not in stock, definitely. I wouldn't. But I mean, I'm saying like on eBay or in the Cabal, people selling stuff, you can find all that stuff that was like so hot and you couldn't find and you couldn't get is generally, with a few exceptions of things that were like maybe low ordered or something like that. Which more and more things are now because they're making a few less. So,
but also
generally you could find a deal on it.
Last year Revenant was hot. This year Dragaherd. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, lesson learned. Okay, Revenant sold out. Dragaherd is going to sell out. Hopefully they up their numbers. They know it's going to be a hot figure, and you don't have to kill yourself to get there, but know that figure is going to be definitely on the list of a lot of buyers.
I take it back on the Revenant. I just looked up the Revenant on eBay, and I think I'm going to sell some Revenants because, geez, my God, 200.
Somebody on eBay has one for $1,500.
The box ones are selling for like $275.
Gold bars, maybe.
Revenant was $100, right? Leaving the con is already.
People buy them,
at that price. That's ridiculous.
I think a good thing too, though, is like with the Cursed Templar and with the Saint Demian. I've been looking at eBay and seeing how much people have been selling them for. And when San Diego Comic-Con ended, those things were going for $200, $165. If you look now, everyone's dropped it because they're not selling them. Now they're at $115, $120.
They're not, and they're not selling at the $115, $120 now.
No, they're not. So you're going to start seeing them drop under $100.
Yeah, that's like the Barbarian. The Barbarian was hot and people needed it, and they were paying $200, and then now you can get it for basically the
Mythic price. I still have Barbarians, but those are for my personal collection. I mean, I have like maybe 6 left, but that's I won't sell those. You know what I mean? Like that's a friend needs one probably, but like this, that's for my own collection. You know, but
One tip I picked up from Joe Russo is that so in the past I have brought I pack all my clothes in a backpack or whatever, and then I checked a giant suitcase that was
That's what I
empty
did.
that I basically filled with bubble wrap and maybe small boxes and just sort of logistical things that I could bring my haul back in. But what I realized is that I'm paying check bag fee to bring the bag empty with me and then obviously back home. Joe Russo will go to the show, fill a case box with figures at the table, tape that case box up, and check that case box as a bag. They'll let you take it just as a suitcase, so you can save yourself a fee going out there. So.
Last year, my suitcase weighed 50 pounds more on the return flight than the flight up. So.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a bad idea, but you're right, Rick. Now everybody's charging like $40-$50 for a bag, so it's
And if you go over that limit, like Joe may have, they'll hit you for another $100 or something.
That's exactly what they did.
I've seen
if you can get a sorry, Greg, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say real quick. I've seen some people go to the UPS store on Monday and just ship it to themselves.
That might be, I would say, regardless of whether it's, because San Diego, they got you by the short hairs, because you go to a UPS store, they know everybody wants to ship this stuff home, and they are charging exorbitant rates. UPS stores are independently owned. They can charge whatever they want. They're probably not racking up rates for Legionscon, but they're still more expensive than get yourself I have a Rolo account or a Pirate Bay or whatever, one of those, and print your label. You could probably go down to log on to your account down in the office, the business section of the hotel and print.
If you want, I'll bring my printer. I'll bring my little label maker, and
Benny, I brought mine to San Diego Comic-Con.
That's
I packed
a good idea. That's a good idea.
It's portable as hell. Mine is mobile.
Yeah, mine too. Yep.
The only downside of that, and as much faith as I have in FedEx, it's scary to hinge your entire haul from the weekend on a box.
You know what I do?
Scary. It is.
I would buy the insurance, but yeah.
I use either Pirate Ship or PayPal, and you could use for international DHL or post office or US UPS, and everything I send out gets to everybody. Thank God. So
right,
far.
but still, Benny, there's that little thing in the back of the head that you're just sending. I'm sending 2 case-sized boxes of figures over to Rich Jones.
Scary.
And there's that little...
International is scary. International is scary.
Yeah.
Even down the road, Trevor, I have that little thing in the back of my mind. What if
Anxiety.
this is missing?
Yeah.
And yes, I can get the money replaced.
Yeah, it's not even the money; it's the
toy
thing.
The figures. Yep.
Yeah. You can't go back in time.
I'll say, Rick, if you box your stuff up and tape it up real nicely, listen. Instead of you paying that big bill, I think I could ship up to 70 pounds for $15 or $10. So it's time to think about, save some money, and I'll ship it for you. But
Benny works at FedEx. We'll just have Benny ship our stuff up.
Be careful with that employee discount, Benny. That's all I'm saying.
No. the FedEx, I don't ship to FedEx, and I'm a FedEx employee. I don't ship to them at all. But I ship, like I said, I ship to PayPal, and I pay I think it's $15 for up to 70 pounds worth of merchandise. So that's you're gonna ship 70 pounds or less. I mean, it's worth. But you go to FedEx or you go anywhere else, in person, you're gonna spend a good $80, $100.
Oh, for sure, yeah, in person.
I mean, the best thing to do if you're gonna travel and you're gonna fly, bring an extra big suitcase. That's what I did with ZoloCon, and I filled it up, and it came up to 48 pounds. So I got lucky because it was anything under 50 pounds. But that's the best thing to do. I'm driving up there, so I'm just gonna fill up my car on my way back. I don't care.
There you go.
But even that could be dangerous because I think the year before I went with Andy, and I mean I couldn't have put a hair.
So, hey, Omar,
between the
car trailer. Get a little U-Haul trailer.
Yeah.
There's how many of you down in Central Florida?
There's quite a few of us.
You offer to bring back everybody's haul in that little U-Haul trailer. And,
I thought about that.
There's
There you
$15, $20 from each person. and then you guys have a
thinking
party
100.
and a meet up and a distribution party.
And
Ryan
do it for the
Barrett
low,
used to
low
do that
price of
for the North
5%
Carolina.
of their haul.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad
And then
idea.
instead, just drive home. Just
And if they don't pay up, keep it all. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, going through your bucks.
But just little things to help the community.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Everybody's talking about how am I going to fly home? How am I going to fly home with
Yeah.
all this? Well, here comes Omar offering the Florida Georgia connection.
Yeah.
We really
Well, it's
should
like
just
my-
get a passenger van and all of us just head up there together.
We
honestly.
should,
That would
because,
be
I mean,
awesome.
wow.
last
With
year,
the trailer.
my flights were canceled too, just like Rick's. So I ended up driving up there. At least my flight got canceled like 3 weeks before Legionscon even happened. So I knew about it.
Omar gets pulled over by the state. Be like, what are you carrying, sir?
Toy sword.
He starts sweating. Mythic Legions. What?
Have a-
Front.
yeah.
It was an
Mythic
interesting
convoy.
time,
We
man.
just have a mythic
Mythic
convoy.
convoy.
Mythic convoy, yeah, man. Yeah.
Transporting your stuff back is always a factor, and that's something that people don't think about. But
Yeah, I got a
bring you
Jeep,
goods
and
home safely.
the stuff that I bring to sell fills up that thing, and then I
Yes.
think if I've sold, I sell a bunch of things. I'll sell a box of calendar, whatever. But man, I buy a lot. There's times when I'm like, oh, I gotta bring this home. I mean, it's an hour or two drive from me, but sometimes I'm like, ooh, I've overburdened myself. So
Same, Trevor.
Yeah.
And I've got the as much room, if not just a little bit more than you in my Jeep.
Yeah.
It's, you fill it up and it's like crap. How am I going to get this?
I've
home?
taken advantage of the studio where I'm like, hey, can you guys just put this in the studio? I'll pick it up in a week.
Yeah, I had Kirby Hughesby. I asked him to bring some stuff home for me because I had no room at CarverCon. So it helps to have some friends and buddies.
Yeah,
But the logistics of bringing your stuff home
I'm like, what?
is definitely a
20 minutes away?
factor.
I'm like about 20 minutes away. So every night I leave the hotel, or every morning I leave the hotel. I go home, drop myself off, and I come back with an empty car. So that's why I'm able to bring so much stuff back and forth.
Yeah, it's definitely an upside. But this is stuff that a lot of times people don't think about or talk about.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a factor. So,
And then like you and me, Greg, are going to be hauling stuff in
Right.
big old crates anyway, and
I was sweating last year.
shelving and everything else. I mean,
I had
my
4
car's going to be full as it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I had 4 big bins of stuff to sell,
Same.
and I had gotten through I think 2, and so that gave me more room. I had to leave some bins there. I just left them in the hotel.
Yeah,
because
I've seen
I-
people leaving on Monday morning freaking out about how am I going to get this packed? How am I going to get this packed? And I'll usually just say, leave it with me and I'll send it out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can
And if
do
you
that.
are,
And
like-
sometimes the vendor, I mean, if it's a dio or something, you do have to travel, by plane or something like
Right.
that. Ask the vendor. Generally, they're good about shipping some stuff out for you. They're cool with that.
Absolutely.
So
Also, a little bit of advice to everyone that's probably watching this or future watchers. It's okay if you can't get something, bro.
No,
I
it's
learned,
not.
yeah, you know what? You have to teach yourself. I learned this
Yes,
from
it
Dortmund.
is.
Bill has trained me. Sensei Bill.
Easier said than done.
Sensei
If you
Bill.
if you can't get it, try to be okay. Train your mind to be okay,
Yes.
not to worry about it. That is
Yes.
crazy. Somebody's gonna have one. You know how many people ask me, "Do you have this?" And I go, okay, I got you. You know what I mean? I'll take care of you. I have extras. But like, it's okay to say, I'll get it down the road, or I'll get it later, or just buy what you really, 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 really want. That way you're okay with not getting the other stuff. You know what I mean? That's simple, and it saves some money at the time, So, try to-
Become very good friends with Benny. He was my Highland Warrior crack dealer.
Oh yeah.
And if you do pack a bag or something to bring all your stuff and you're opening a lot of stuff, throw a pocket knife in your bag to make dealing with all that packaging a little easier for you.
Yep.
You'll find you're struggling. Some
Unless you're flying, don't do that.
yeah, exactly. As I said, if you're packing a bag, some toenail clippers to cut those twisty ties or something. Anything to not spend
These are
3.5
things
hours.
that you learn by going to the show, every year. You learn
Rick, I got you. Rick, I'm Puerto Rican. I'll bring you a knife. Don't worry about it.
Don't say that, Benny.
I wanted to pivot from.
Yeah, really. Yeah, Ben, that's not a good thing to say.
Yeah, say that you'll never live it down.
I wanted to pivot from.
You have to call me.
Hush. I wanted to pivot from shipping to other topics. I wanted to talk about having a table. This is a big topic. Me and Benny had talked about this. Omar and I have talked about this. What is the benefit or the negative of having a table at Legionscon? Now, Benny, proceed, sir. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts on that, you know what? It's awesome to have your table because you can
income
pretty much like you can sell your stuff and you can bring stuff that you want to share with people or at the show. The negative to that is you can't and you won't enjoy Legionscon the way it's meant to be enjoyed.
It's a twofold. It's a double-edged sword.
So if you're thinking you're gonna go to Legionscon and be at a table and say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my stuff," or "I'm gonna do it," no, you're not. No, yeah, it's difficult.
It's tough.
Everyone knows it's tough to get away from the table unless you have trusted people that can stay there and watch your
Which
table.
you should. Highly recommended.
I mean, if you're going to be at a table, make sure you bring a family of 12 to be there to rotate on the table. Yeah, because it's
gonna cost a lot right there, man.
You know what I mean? It's not gonna. It's last year made me not want to have a table this year. You know what I mean? Because I've always enjoyed Legionscon with everybody.
The freedom.
The freedom of spending time with Joe, or with Omar, with Trevor, or hanging out at their tables, or just anybody that comes from far away from London or from anywhere in the world that you want to spend time with. You can't, because unless they're hanging out at your table with you, which they won't be, you're not going to enjoy yourself the way Legionscon is meant to be enjoyed. Legionscon is something that's become a family affair for everybody.
Yes.
A friend, compadre. Hey, let's get something for lunch later on. Let's do this, do that. So if you're gonna have a table, be at a table. It's a lot of us that have had it for years. Trevor's had his tables always, but it's not as enjoyable as you think it's gonna be. Trust me on that one.
I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. I think it's a different
experience.
I think it's a different enjoyment. Like people are coming by you. I would say yes to Benny's advice to have somebody. Like if you can have somebody trusted, you get 2 badges with a table. So definitely bring a friend, bring a spouse, whatever. Make sure your spouse is ready to sit there all day. But bring a friend. Even if you split the table with I have Nate and Bill usually hanging out with. They have some of their stuff on my table, and Nate is great. He'll watch the table for half an hour while I run around and go to the store or take a look at the tables. So I mean, if you can get away when you've got somebody else there, you hate to miss those people that come by. It's kind of nice that people come by, your table, whether they're buying something or not. It's just you kind of see everybody streaming through, and you're like, hey, it's kind of similar to just walking through the aisles, except for the shopping experience. Of course, you get to see people, they're coming through. And the great thing about this, of course, is we're hanging out afterwards. So if you miss somebody during the day, it's more for me is not getting the time to take a look at everybody's stuff. But both between Nate and I, we try to not split it exactly. I'm at the table most of the time, but try to give each other enough time to go and look at everything at least.
You're right about that, Trevor. I was speaking in the sense of me enjoying the show. Like they had the.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
I couldn't be at a D&D game. I wanted to be there and I couldn't.
That is, I somebody said earlier they missed the sessions, and I loved the sessions with La Quinta. I did a photography session. There was other people doing painting sessions, and I really liked those. But yes, as a vendor, it was tough for me. I got away for the D&D game, but luckily my brother was there, because my brother took the table while Nate, myself, and Bill, because we all play in Allegiance Quest, went up to the room to play D&D. So
I ran a game I ran a game for all vendors, and that the time things, it's like
it was tricky.
We need to compress this because everybody needs to get back to their table.
I would love if that stuff was after the show too, but then again, there's other stuff after the show. There's live streams and things like that, and painting.
I always ask people I'm comfortable with, like Trevor, Bill. I always every time I walk by them, like, you want something to eat? Did you eat? You drank? I'll stand there and watch the table till they come back. Whatever. I try to.
You're good like that.
I can. Jesse, I'm always trying to feed Jesse. He never wants to eat my food. He thinks I have mayonnaise in it all the time. But I mean, besides that, I try to help everybody else because I know what the way it feels to be at the table and not be able to get away from it or whatever. But I mean, just all I'm saying is prepare yourself. Don't go with a mindset that you're gonna be doing everything you want to do when having a table. I mean,
now on the other hand, the great thing about having a table is I get to pay for at least half the shit I buy. So
last year that helped out.
Only about half, or maybe even less.
That's an advantage. I mean,
last year was a bumper year.
You get income that's coming in.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get to shop before sometimes other people. You get to be in the lobby or in the room. In the
people
hall.
are game open to that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, if you do have the table, you get to reserve your room before them, and that's a huge advantage
now. Can be now, absolutely.
That's why I'll never give up this table, even if I'm not selling anything. I'm still keeping it because I get
part of the room fee.
I get to get an early advance for the. Get
a ticket in basically because you get a badge. And you get to book the room, which is definitely an advantage.
There's
Greg, you can turn your table into a meet and greet, just a new to Mythics banner behind you. Just
exactly.
Nothing wrong with that, right? And I've told people hey, if you want to park your stuff here, you want to sit down.
You should.
I got chairs.
Just get a cutout of you. Get a cutout of you, Greg. Be there, but you can take a picture with the cutout, not Greg.
Yes.
Greg will sit back and no, $5 for a picture with the cutout.
Yes.
Since Trevor mentioned the sessions, I'll just touch on the fact that I'm not sure what's planned this year, but try to decide what you want to attend in advance because those do get sold out quickly. Standing room only. I was lucky to attend some of the paint sessions and the My Wife's Gonna Kill Me broadcast and the Your Legions guys and just all that stuff's a lot of fun and really adds to the experience. But it is hard to get into. And set a timer on your phone too, so a reminder.
Yes.
Because as things are going on, things are just going to blow past, and you're going to realize, I missed this session or that. So
also try to sell some QR codes for your PayPal or for your Venmo, whatever if you don't have cash or you don't bring too much cash. Last year I brought plenty of cash, but I also had my QR code where you scan it and I was getting paid while I was shopping. You know what I mean? So at that time,
that's cool.
It's
great.
I'm standing there like $70 for what? And I'll hit one of the guys up like, "Oh, your horse sold or this sold," and I'm like, "Sold a few goblins." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, thanks." So it's like, unless Greg was giving stuff away to the kids,
I mean, I did, yeah.
Like,
I did.
Come back. I give away some of your toys. What?
I did.
But it was all
78 points says the challenge is being disciplined. Any income I've had, I spent at the show. No regrets. The best event of the year. Absolutely, man. It's a once a year thing. I mean, and we chase the dragon by going to other shows and having that experience with friends again. But my StreamYard is acting funny.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody's still here.
Yeah,
I'm good. We lost
Trevor. It says that someone's trying to get in, but
I see that.
Yeah,
but there's room, so I can set up a writer's lounge. Now we're talking for the New to Mythic Stories channel you're working on. That's a good idea.
I think whether you're a vendor or you're just someone going to the show, the main thing is to be present. Okay. Don't worry so much about getting stuff, about the logistics or whatever. You're not doing yourself a service unless you're being present there.
Yes.
enjoy the community. Enjoy what you can get to, what you have. You're not going to be able to do everything at any con. Okay. And if you worry about that, you're doing yourself a disjustice.
I totally agree. And that's something I really wanted. Like last year I had the table, but I also did a lot of shopping for people. And that's something that I've really learned. Brett was like, just say no. And so you're spending money and time and effort, you're taking off work to experience this and be live and be present. So I totally agree, Mike. You're there for the experience and to see everyone and for the hugs, the camaraderie, the community. So don't let other things rob your enjoyment or your time. Prioritize, tell people no, nothing wrong with helping the bros and the community, but don't make it about that,
I mean, all my bros are going to be at Legionscon.
I was going to say, for most of us, I think everybody that's closest to us in the community is going to be there.
If you're asking me for something and you're not at Legionscon, you're not my bro, because I hardly ever talk to you. So, you make a lot of friends like right before Legionscon. I know
that's the thing. It's like you have to really protect your time and your effort, and because time is the most valuable thing there is.
And you saw firsthand. You saw firsthand. I made that mistake at Legionscon and ZoloCon last year.
Yeah.
So I will not do that again this year.
Yeah, I mean, you want to help people out. You want to be, but not at the expense of your enjoyment of the show.
Exactly.
That's one of the biggest advice pieces that I could give is the experiences. Like a lot of you guys have said, the hugs, the time. Like I think about when Faisal and Elijah and I went out for 30 minutes at the most, probably. We went out at the end of the whole weekend, and we were like taking pictures of our figures, and it was drizzling, and so they probably felt at home. But we were just taking pictures of our figures, and I was like, that was like one of the best times, the best like memories I have was just spending time with these two guys that I only see once a year, and just having those few minutes to do that. Like those experiences are way more valuable to me than that figure that I could get later, or that I could, it's that stuff is great. Like I love it. I mean, obviously we all love the toys. That's why we're here. But the experiences are a millionfold more important and valuable.
Yeah. Greg, that's
collecting
why
experiences is important too in life.
That's why I dedicated a day or two to picking people up at the dedicated a day or two. I saw him blow her a kiss. Dedicate that day or two to picking up people at the airport, so I can get that unadulterated 1-on-1 or 1-on-2 or 1-on-3 time, picking them up and bringing them in. Because during the weekend, it just gets so much that I don't get that quality time. So that's the big thing, and that's why I do it. It's not it's selfish for me to pick the people.
We appreciate it too, right?
It's the experience,
Yeah.
It's just being with your friends, soaking up as much as you can, like a biscuit on gravy. You're just trying to soak up, seeing Benny and seeing Faisal and seeing all your friends that you don't get to see very often. That's why I call it chasing the dragon, because when you go to the shows, you see that group of friends again, and it's great. And then there's toys too. So
and they land, and what's the first thing they see? A smiling, friendly face. And it just So if anybody, Faisal, if you and Elijah need rides, just let me know ahead of time.
Thanks a lot, Brett.
Whitmer, are you actually going to Legionscon?
If you're committed to going, we will find you a place to stay.
Yeah, we will find someone somewhere somehow. Make it work. Never sacrifice for the future at the expense
Somebody's got
to
want to share a room with Jason Alexander. Come on, that's
exactly. So I want to talk about the hotel. Obviously, like we were saying, it sells out super quick. How important is it to stay at the hotel? Yes, of course, that's what you want, but are you missing something by staying across the street or down the street?
Absolutely.
I would say so. I mean, the La Quinta, I wasn't staying at the La Quinta, which, may be a blessing and but
yeah, that was probably good.
but it honestly, because we were Ubering, from the hotel we were staying at to the show. So like literally anytime you wanted to leave the show, you had to weigh, like, is it worth Ubering back to the hotel? Now, do we want to go back over to the show? And so you're missing those impromptu, giant Snickers bar giveaways in the lobby or whatever the hell was going on that year. You do miss out. You feel at a distance. So like now with the new venue, I feel like you could almost be there 24 hours without a room. Honestly, like there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think you're right. With the La Quinta, it was
funky,
different.
but yeah,
because the La Quinta, we were literally just
sleeping in the hall at Legionscon.
Yeah, well,
they
La
bring
Quinta,
their
like
duvet down from their room and lay down.
The La Quinta, we were just hanging out in a lobby, basically. You know what I mean? And it felt like, well, I kind of done sitting on the floor or standing around because there's no place to sit. I'm gonna go back to my room. But now, like Rick said, like there's so much space. You know what I mean? Like, that you could just be there until it's like, all right, you know what? It's time to go to bed. We'll get up in the morning and we'll take an Uber back.
And, Legionscon is basically just a series of naps. I'm not really getting any like deep sleep. I remember Brian.
If you're a nap person, it's different, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like it's not a long 8 hours sleep that we're taking at the hotel. It's like a series of naps overnight. But I remember Wyatt stayed with us or slept in one of our beds when he had just flown in, and so that's what it is. You take some naps and then you get back out there.
Well,
you're there
being at the hotel, it's like I'm about an hour and a half away. So my first year, I figured I'll just drive up, I'll drive back, I'll save the money, and what's the big deal? So every day when I was leaving, I was like, I don't want to be leaving. I want to be staying here hanging out. And so last year I stayed. This year I'll stay. Every year going forward, I'll stay, even though you don't have to. It's the vibe, it's the hangout. You just don't want to leave.
So, Brian, that was my experience with CarverCon because I'm about an hour and 40 minutes away from CarverCon.
Okay.
And my experience, I guess I did myself such a disjustice by going back. I couldn't hang out because I had to drive an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes, try to get some sleep, go back. Staying at the venue is always better, but when you ask the question, is it necessary? That all depends what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. You're trading convenience for money, most likely. So some people who just want to go to the con and take in the con, they can stay off site. Some people who live close stay off site. But if you really want to socialize into the evening and be part of that, yes, then the venue is necessary.
But you could also, like at 2 a.m., you could call it a night by going down and posting up next to Brett in line somewhere, and
you could
sleep
do that.
from 2 in the morning until 7 the following
You're okay
morning.
with sleeping on the floor?
I'll let you, the napper. They can hold my spot for me while I wander.
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody's super cool about that, by the way, too. Like as far as like the like I'll be in line somewhat early, not Brett early or Greg early, but early-ish. And but nobody gives you a hard time if you go grab a coffee and come back.
No.
Nobody's doing that.
So easy going like
we
that.
keep track.
The new
I'll run back to my room and take a shower.
The newbies do. The newbies sometimes they try to say something, but like people that've been there for the first time, they go, "Oh, where you coming from?" Like, no, I've been in line. Trust me, I've been here since.
No, this is Benny. He's cool.
Yeah, I vouch. He's good. Yeah, and William, I get it. William's saying it's a sore spot he tries, and that sucks. I mean,
don't give up.
You just got to
man.
keep trying.
Yeah, Greg McTavish just got a room, I think. So it's not. It's not too late.
Yeah,
and keep
trying it again.
William.
Like, I think if you're within like a half an hour and you're Ubering it, you know what I mean. I think driving an hour and a half is like, you know, you guys were saying is a bit much, you know, even an hour maybe, like, 'cause
there's
if you want
plenty
to
of
leave it,
hotels
if you
in
want to
the
leave at midnight or something, you got, I gotta drive an hour. You know what I mean? But if you can get an Uber to another hotel a half an hour away, I don't think, like, listen, you know, some people, it takes you 20 minutes to get to some of the rooms there sometimes. So, you know, it's not that big a deal to just like say call it a night and go. I mean, it's nice to be able to drop stuff off again, whatever. But there's people will let you, you know, drop stuff in
for
their
sure.
room or
I had
whatever.
that.
So
me and Brian
yeah.
kept stuff in our room for people that were, you know.
It's ideal, but it's not. I don't think it's entirely. I don't think it ruins the experience if you have to stay at an overflow hotel. Honestly, to me.
Oh, I love that when the guys were trying to get the what exclusive was it? It was the Legendary Warrior.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
And Brett told Jim, and Jim's like, no. We got these guys over here waiting.
Jim let them have it. Yeah, Jim let them have it.
Great.
What the heck? Like,
that was a great story.
Don't be those people who like you're standing there forever, and at least let people know around you, like, hey, my buddy's gonna be joining me. You know, not like that. Not like three people show up and go, hey man, what's going on? Hey, how's it going? And then they just join the line. You know?
It's like, I asked Jim, I said, Jim, you okay? Need help? He's like, no, I got it. It's taken care of. He's like, it's taken care of.
Jim went gangster. He's got it.
He did.
Got it. That was awesome.
Bring some Axe body spray or something if you're sleeping. You don't have time for a shower or something. You know what I mean?
So people that are new, people that have not been to the show, what is a budget that you would say, you know, this is fair? I would say around 1,000. This is not including the room. 1,000 to 1,500 is like a budget that I would probably go with, and it's gone up over the last few years, but that for me, that's a realistic budget. You guys don't have to be specific, but for people that are new, what is a fair sum that you would recommend people that are new to the show to bring? Go ahead, Mike. You had your hand up.
So
sorry, Joe.
No.
It all depends on what you're looking for. It depends on the exclusives. So you just can't give, for myself, a couple grand. You know, I'll spend about $3 because of intern and the hotel. But it all depends what people want to get out of it, what they want to buy. So the people really have to plan ahead to know, because the worst thing you want to do is get there and not have enough money. And cash is king when it comes to the con. So you'll probably want to have cash on you too. Joe, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I buying stuff is important. And the first year I went, I stuck pretty close to the budget I had set myself. Last year, I went way over. I just went kind of nuts and then had to play some serious catch up afterward.
Right. Yeah, car payment, schmar payment.
Well, luckily for me, I get a lot of overtime in December, which worked out great because then when I'm trying to get Christmas presents for all the kids and stuff, that worked out. But like this year, my budget's going to be a lot smaller. My wife lost her job. She got another one, but it pays less than
Joe.
She had before. Oh, it's okay. These things happen. But being when you're planning out your budget and how much you're going to spend, I think it's important to remember how much money you're going to need when you get home. You know, you're still going to have those same bills to pay and things like that. For me, the experience is important, you know, and look, I love buying stuff. That is not a problem. Like, I can expand the collection, but you know, if you're worried about the exclusives, get the exclusives. If you got to wait on the rest of the stuff, you'll have other opportunities to get the rest of the stuff. You know, I have everything already, so when I go through the Four Horsemen shop, the older stuff isn't as much of a. Of course, there's things that I would love to have more of, but again, it's okay not to get something. Like I said earlier, I'm not big on waiting in the line because I want to hang out with people.
Right.
So there's sacrifices that I'll make, you know, like like the Armory experience. I went later in the day. Did I miss out on a few parts? Yeah, but I also made some memories that I can't make anywhere else.
Absolutely.
The first Legionscon I went to was the first vacation that I've ever taken where I went somewhere and did something like a real vacation. So, and this is the first con that I've ever gone to. So, because I'm not a super social person, for me, socializing is the biggest thing. So I always try to plan my budget around, well, I'm learning as I go, but I think for a new person, remember that you have to pay for stuff when you get back. So, you know, try not to go too far over your budget. If you, like you said, car payments, you got to pay your rent, stuff like that. And yeah, absolutely. Super fun talking to William. But those are the main things for me. I guess it depends on what you're going for. If you're going for just the toys, then yeah, budget for what you're going to buy. But try not to get crazy. Make sure you're hitting the vendor tables, because they have some really cool stuff, you know, to check out. But yeah, it's try and experience the con. You know, budget for meals. You know, that was one of the things.
Yes,
I
brought sandwich stuff.
Well, I had a super good time eating with people in the pub last year, and I think I made like 3 or 4 trips there. But that food could buy you a lot of figures. You know, where your priorities at, because it's not a super cheap place to eat. So
go to Costco, get yourself a case of ramen noodle and some hot water for your hotel room.
That's my pre-order budget.
College dorm thing. Yep, absolutely.
If you start with the exclusive, no, go ahead, guys. Joe, sorry.
Go ahead. You go, Rick.
I was just gonna say, if you start with the exclusives and Armory as like you can create a baseline for what you're going to spend, right? Because if you're like, I need Merlin and I need you know Arthur and I need one of each of these, and chances are you're probably, if you're in this chat, you probably want 2 or more of some of these figures as well. And then Armory experience builds, and then you're going to pick up something surprise drop, figure that in, and then whatever the 4 horsemen pull out of their warehouse, as far as they get these wings or these pins or these like things that haven't seen the light of day in a while.
Surprise drop, and
you're already
hot sauces.
Yeah, you're already at $400, $500, $600
hot sauces
out of that stuff before you bought anything else. So that'll definitely get you started on the budget. And then once you start realizing what your ultimate budget is going to need to be, because just to walk in the door and get the exclusives, you're already at $600. And
that's
you're
what Bruce was saying.
I also want this custom from so-and-so, and these in 4 or 5, custom heads. I'm already like digging out stuff to like sell like pre-Legionscon, because it's just like
that's what I'm doing right now.
We've all got more than we need in our closets, I think, and move it before the show and raise some spending money.
Yeah, I mean, we all tend to overbuy. Go ahead, Joe. Joe G.
Well, just an interesting thing that I haven't heard people really talk about, something that I have done the last 2 Legionscon. Since I'm flying in, I take $1,000 in cash and 1 credit card, and I put it in my sock for the trip. In case I get pickpocketed or something happens, that I've still got a way to take care of myself on the con,
So don't take cash from Joe, is what you're saying. PayPal only from Joe.
Fine, thank you.
Left Joe cash.
Okay.
Joe, left foot, right foot. What sock is it in?
Right.
I'm not telling you, Benny. You'll have to get my shoes off, buddy.
Go ahead, Omar. Omar, then Trevor.
So you can plan for what you're going to spend. I know that for me, Greg, you and I were talking about already what we were looking at getting. You got to remember a couple things. Number one, you don't have to get 6 or 7 Draga herds.
Right.
You can always pick them up in January when they come out in the in-stock sale. You can grab 2 or 3 and get the extra exclusive parts or whatever else. And another thing is, remember, there's other toy lines there too that you're going to want to get besides Mythic Legions. There's going to be a Big Bad Workshop. There's going to be Mezco. I mean, Plunderlings. There's Skeletron. There's so many other different, places there. So you're going to want to spend. I know I am. I know I'm going to go. Big Bad
Sock
Workshop
is not on his feet. sorry, Omar. That was even worse.
That was actually a compliment.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for thinking that I could put a sock on it.
I always forget about that, Omar. That there's going to be a lot competing for our dollars, and now Mezco, and now for people across the street for Brett to heckle.
Right, and so when I was doing my budget, I was doing. So I was doing my budget and just thinking about what I'm getting at Legionscon, just on 4 horsemen alone, we're going over around the excess of about $1,500.
Yeah.
That's just that. That's not including whatever else is going to be there. That's not including, and that's me just saying I'm going to get 4 or 5 armory guys or 6 armory guys. I don't even know what the armory is.
We're 18.
Yeah, or 18 exactly, 6 or 18, right? So it all depends, man. I mean, I went with a budget of $1,500 last year, and I spent 25. So, you can have a plan, but at the end of the day, you just have to be very conscious when you walk in there and say, how much can I spend? What's the limit I can spend? And go from there. And like Joe said, bring a credit card and bring lots of cash because cash is king.
I mean, the best part is it's difficult to the budget. Like for me, my budget is whatever I bring, I'm spending, and whatever I can make, I'm spending.
Right.
That's the way I buy my figures.
Know that you're going to spend it. That it's going to be gone. You're not going back with cash. You're not coming home with money.
I don't buy one figure of each. I buy multiples. And that's my retarded self. But I mean, like there's people that go buy one figure of each, and they're good with that. So it's easier for them to budget for this. Which I wish I was like them, but I'm not. But the whole enchilada is go and have fun, interact. That's part of, for me, listen, I used to love taking my vacations and go places. Now I look forward, like you said, My first vacations are Legionscon now. Like that's my Christmas, that's my birthday, that's Legionscon is, I take 2 weeks. I take the first week, the second week off.
Right.
And I spend it at Legionscon. And then after that, I spend it to unwind at home and open figures and send figures out, whatever I pick up.
I think that's a lot of our vacations, though, Benny, because, like, for me, I haven't taken a vacation at all this year.
Yeah.
That's going to be my first vacation.
Am I misremembering? Or
I would say...
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Trevor. You had your hand.
I would say just to take it down a little bit, like, you can go there with a small budget. Again, like a lot of this stuff later on, if you feel that you need, playing on Omar, jumping off Omar and Benny's. Like, I mean, mentioning Christmas, it is close to Christmas for a lot of people, so budgets are small. The economy is tough right now, so I wouldn't feel, all I'm saying is, like, we're throwing out $1,000 numbers here, and I'm probably going to spend that too, but, like, if you can't do that, don't feel bad that you can't get everything. Again, you can get that. You can get a lot of the horseman stuff later. You can get the armory, maybe not the exclusive parts, whatever they might be. The table drops, you'll be able to get it. You can get it all later in some form or fashion. I would say, have fun on the floor. Pick up something unique from an artist that you like, or something like that. If you've got a budget of, outside of obviously the rooms. Food is a good point, Joe. There are refrigerators in the rooms. Bring some peanut butter and jelly and some bread. Stick it in there and make yourself a sandwich in the middle of the afternoon if you're on a budget. But you could get out of there with $300-400 and have a good time, because it is about the community. And don't worry that you're not spending as much as other people or getting everything. Putting your haul up on
you need to keep up with the
cabal.
Joneses, Trevor.
Well,
exactly. Like, it is a tough time, and not everybody can do this, and it's a lot of money out of pocket just to stay in the area, fly there, drive there, whatever you're doing. You can get stuff. I would say try and get the unique stuff that you won't be able to get outside of the con if you're interested in getting something, and having a good time there. That's the cool part of it. You know what I mean? Like, I would prioritize that kind of stuff. So.
Because of course there's always hotel and restaurant too. You got to eat and you got to put gas in your car.
Yeah, I'm saying outside of that, but yes, the food, for sure. But I'm saying, bring some food with you. go take an Uber over to Wegmans or whatever.
Right. There's Dunkin' Donuts in our parking lot now.
There is Dunkin' Donuts.
The one thing I am going to do, which I've promised myself, is I'm going to go get myself a pastrami sandwich in New York. So I don't care. I don't care if I spend $60 on the damn sandwich.
It's an experience.
Go to Katz's and get a half and half.
I'm gonna go to Cap.
We're doing
You're
it,
right.
buddy. We're doing
Yeah,
it. I'm
yeah,
there.
right.
If you're looking for food, like budget wise, I brought a big rolling cooler and I went to Wegmans with Blake. We got some
this
yogurt,
guy
some
right here.
blueberries,
That's what
loaded up on stuff, got drinks, loaded the cooler up, and I just kept rotating stuff.
I'll be doing that
And
too.
you know, you can still go out to dinner and do stuff, but you don't have to go out every single meal. You can kind of keep your budget.
Thank you to Brian. Yeah, Brian had brought chips and sodas and snacks and stuff
Great idea.
into the room.
People
and
will
that
be
really
bringing
helped.
drinks and things like that, and people are very, happy to share a beer or something like that too. If you don't,
There's Wegman
can't
pizzas
spend.
on the table, and people are
go in on a pizza with somebody.
a lot
and
of
have it
generous.
delivered.
generous
Ma's, I
good
think it was
people.
Mama's or something. Oh my god, it's so good. And Jersey
cheese
pizza,
is really good too.
it's all right, but this was good.
But yeah, so like, and that's something too. Is like we are trained now where it's like I've got to have all the looks for this character. You know, the horseman. I love. I'm never gonna disparage the horseman. Like, but they do it so that there's multiple heads, there's multiple looks for this figure. So it makes you feel like you need to buy, one for every look. And you can. If you can afford it. If you can't, just get one. Hopefully you'll be able to get more later.
You even have room on the shelf for 8 different Draugr.
Exactly. And it's your brain. You're thinking, I've got to get these Draugr. I'm telling Omar, I'm telling Brett, I got to get 5. 5 is that number, I think, because I know I maybe not be able to get any more later, or maybe they'll sell out or something. So it's your own brain sometimes working against you, thinking, I need this many. This is the number that I need to be okay. And it doesn't need to be that way.
Right.
That's a whole other.
It's
Faisal packed his bag
army
and it was good. It's your mindset. Anyway, go
it's
ahead.
the
Omar.
unfortunate army building mentality, and I have that, which it sucks because you walk in there and then you're like, oh, I got to get 10 ghost elves so I can make this huge ghost elf army, or I got to get this, or I got to get that, and it's like, and I want to get a bunch of ghost elves, but I'm thinking to myself, I'll pick up 3 or 4, and then I'll pick up the rest off of, off the ISS back in January, and save myself some money. So, it all depends. It all depends on what you really want. I mean, I like my brother. He's planning on going to Legionscon, and he's going with a $500 budget. He's only going to spend $500.
I think my first trip was like 600, and I was like, "Holy crap! I spent it all." But I had a great time. So Cardi says, "Don't let the pressure to keep up with others collectors are buying because you to blow your wad on things that you can always get later. Enjoy the moment and the experience." And we've said this over and over, but
And you don't
we just
need.
want to hit it home. But enjoy the
except for Joe
experience.
and myself. You don't need everything. You don't need everything.
Yes.
You can.
Am I remembering correctly? That
I know,
the-
Joe. I know. Me too, but that's a stupid. It is. I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm saying I'm stupid. I feel stupid
I'm
sometimes.
stupid.
For yeah. Okay.
That's
I didn't
not.
want to
That's
speak
not
for
up
you,
for
but
debate.
I didn't want to speak for you. But
Weren't the
yeah,
exclusives cheaper if you paid cash too than if you paid by card?
a
was,
little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, everything's
Yeah.
always cheaper with cash because you're not paying the PayPal. I mean, if you do friends, if the
Yeah,
person does friends
so-
and family, fine, and all that's all good.
Yeah, but the
That's-
exclusives
you're
were
buying
like
several-
$5 more or something like that, wasn't there? Like $5
All the
more.
exclusives go up $5 with card.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. Use the card for what's best to use the card for. Save the cash for what is best to use.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you're a vendor, it is smart to there are a lot of. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. You know what I mean? You either lose the money because somebody's using a card, but you get dinged. And if you're using Square or something like that for taking a card, it's very convenient and it's great. People will buy stuff, but you're gonna lose a couple of bucks.
Transaction processing fees are real.
I mean,
Somebody
PayPal-
has to pay them.
PayPal friends and family for vendors is probably the best, right? Is that is that
PayPal friends and
generally-
family is good. It takes I mean, now with the codes and everything, it's pretty seamless and easy. The Square, it's like literally a tap, which is cool with the phone. You could with if you've got Apple Pay or something like that, or even just tap to pay, it's great. But somebody's going to charge you for that. So
Gotcha.
William says,
Nothing's free, right, Trevor?
don't forget, we've got
Generally not.
pre-orders. So when we come back from Legionscon, we're going to have Rain, probably. We might have Baethir, maybe. We might have our RPG and reinforcements. Well, not reinforcements, but I mean, a lot of stuff after, the beginning of next year, too. So
Got a lot coming up right
got a
before.
lot of stuff, man.
Also, don't forget that while you're planning this giant budget for Legionscon, that you've also got a G-Con wave to order immediately on the deal.
Oh, crap. I forgot about that, Rick.
yeah. And
Yeah, I
if
forgot
you're,
about
if you're getting through a retailer, then all that stuff is going to come due too, and then you got money coming through.
It's not a
Going out
cheap
there.
hobby, guys.
I always
Yeah, why am I doing this?
At
Right?
know, right, Trevor?
At G-Con, I'm always like, please don't have nothing I like. Please don't have nothing I like.
That's a thing.
My eyes, I go F.
Yeah, like
They always,
Wave,
they always have
like,
something you like. They always have something you like.
On any
That's
reveal
what they
special, I cheer for the stuff that I want to buy, and I cheer for the stuff that I can pass on as well.
They know us, guys. They know us pretty damn well.
It is getting to a point where you really do, with some exception, you really have to like pick and choose.
Start picking and choose.
Because that's a whole wave, man. You know what I mean? Like you may want the whole wave or a few, but it's you got a month. You know what I mean? So now it's November, December, really are coming up on holiday time. And you want the exclusives, you want whatever. That's what I'm saying, some of that stuff you'll be able to get later on. You know what I mean? Like I would just say check the vendors out. That's
yes. Stefan, Faisal answered that already. I think basically he said that he tempers his expectations of what he doesn't need everything, basically, and he goes with a moderate sized suitcase, right? That's empty and.
Yeah, I just brought a carry-on suitcase in my rucksack, which you normally see me out hiking with my camera. It's a two-part bag, so the top part is full of figures. The bottom part's got my camera and some lighting. But even within my carry-on case, I didn't even need it. Like everything I bought was fitted in my camera case. So I unboxed. Like one, don't buy too much. And what I did buy, I unboxed everything. So that saves a ton of room.
If you can bring a softer like bag that you can use as a carry-on inside like a smaller carry-on, you know what I mean? Like, and then you check that carry-on and then bring all your clothes and stuff in the softer bag.
I mean,
not the best voice.
All my my socks and underwear stuff, I end up just throwing them in the bin.
Exactly.
Wow, you really left a mess for that. Tip your cleaning people, because good lord.
Underwear.
I left half my clothes back at Chernobyl when I flew home.
Chernobyl.
Well, I would do that. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Terrence said something about the armory. He said if it was dwarves and goblins, I'll be saving myself a lot of money. So thank you. I hope that's
say
what
that
it is.
now, Omar. Last year they came out and they said gladiators. I'm like, oh, I don't need a single one of those. I'm
I
safe.
love gladiators though. I love
35 gladiators later.
As an example.
Yeah. So it's going to be about the parts. It may not be the full figure, Omar, but you're going to look and you're going to see.
I'm just looking at Trevor's reaction the entire time, just to see.
He's got a great poker face, and I have yet to find a tell with Trevor.
Even if we don't like the figures, the parts, we still look at this handsome son of a bitch.
Dude, I'm telling you
the
right
parts.
now, I will take Trevor to Vegas for me anytime, bro.
Right?
Anytime.
Oh yeah. Well, I did some Texas Hold'em in the past, and it was pretty good.
There we go.
Pretty good.
We've already seen two of the figures at Carver, right? I mean, as far as the armory tees, right? So you think
yeah, that's true.
True story.
Oh yeah, I mean, here's a tip for you. You probably don't need to bring too many t-shirts because the opportunity to get or buy a t-shirt is plentiful. So
Absolutely. So is there anything else? I didn't want this to be a super, super long episode. Is there anything else you guys could think of to give advice for people that are newish to Legionscon? I am doing this same episode next Sunday with different folks because I think the answers might be different. But if you guys have anything you'd like to throw out before we end, now is the time to people.
There was something that's been brought up before in the past, and within the community, there is quite a few people that are quite anxious or shy, or it's quite a big thing for them to make it to the
social
convention.
anxieties. Yep.
So I kind of myself and Elijah, we kind of had it, because I can be like that, but I had a look out for people. So we did come across some people that were on their own and seemed a little bit sort of sat in the corner. So we kind of like went, talked to them, made them feel included. So definitely one for that. So just look out for people that look a little bit lost.
That's a great shout.
A little bit shy.
Yeah, that's
everyone wants to feel like they're welcome and kind of brought into the into the family, and they are. They just don't know it yet.
Because that's happened a
yeah, so
lot.
people know
People's
about it.
stories has been that, you know what I mean? Like I didn't know anybody. And people just came up to me and talked to me, and I sat down.
Yeah.
Like, don't be shy to. I mean, it is tough. Like people with social anxiety, I'm sure it's like tough to just walk up to somebody, but people are very welcoming. And you're
Yes.
talking about all the same stuff. We all love the same thing that's here, so
We
it's
have
a
a
very
common
easy
ground.
conversation to jump into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Common
But
bond.
protect your
So
mental
easy.
health.
Sorry.
Protect your mental health. If you
Yeah.
need to step away or go to your room and take a nap
yeah.
or be away, definitely do that.
I think it's
Sure.
very important to talk to people, because when I went last year was my first time. I didn't know anyone in person. And the first person I met was Greg out in the parking lot. This dude gave me a big old hug. And then from there, I walked right in. And Greg and I have become really good friends after that. And I walked right in, and standing in line, I was talking to G, I was talking to Steve, I was talking to, I shared beef jerky with McTavish. I did all kinds of different stuff. And I
Yeah.
didn't know any of these people. And by the time I left, man, I made a bunch of friends. And look where I'm at now. So, anybody that is brand new, just go in there and just don't be afraid, man. Start talking to people. We're all bros here, man. We're all going to talk to you.
It's a safe place.
I can say
Bring
from
something
experience that I was just like looking at, I was like probably just lost in my thoughts, staring at a case of figures or something like that. And Elijah just came up to me and just started talking to me like we were old friends, like just like, oh, what do you like about this? Or I didn't know who he was or anything. He just started chatting about
That's the way to go.
Legion, and definitely like don't shy away from meeting your heroes. Like talk to Trevor, talk to Nate Barch, get a selfie with him, talk to Jeremy if you're down in the lobby in the morning, get coffee at 5 a.m. Like they're all more than happy to talk to you. And
I may not be approachable at 5 a.m. if I have no
One thing I
other than that, I'm
good. Is the adopt a newbie.
Yeah,
they did that last
every
year.
year.
Do it again. Adopt a newbie.
Yeah,
find a newbie,
and if you
and adopt them and
if
show them and teach them and
Yes.
help them and
Satisfying.
Them. I am one of the most antisocial butterflies you'll ever meet. I can't. I have Greg
God.
taking care of sales for me because I don't like talking to people. But
True.
Legionscon is a different story. And there's going to be people that, like Faisal, that mentioned that the people are sitting over there that you just need to go talk to, or just do it and adopt that newbie and just show them what this community is truly about.
Yes.
Was going to be a wallflower at the first Legionscon, and Brett ruined that right through the
Well, we weren't going to let you do that. I say if you are a newbie, one of the greatest things I ever saw was, and now he's like, he's got a whole new nickname and everything. Is Twizzler. Now I'm not a big Twizzler fan, but it was great. You know what I mean? Bring some Kit Kats if you're going to do that. If you're going to take that, please bring some Kit Kats.
Jaffa cakes. I'm pointing at you, Faisal.
Jaffa
cakes.
But just bring something to, like, just to hand out. It's an icebreaker, man. People are always hungry, so if you got like something cheap, you can buy some Halloween candy before you go there, or your leftover Halloween candy from Halloween. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it is sometimes the social anxiety part is right, because I have a real hard time talking to people, but Greg made it real easy, brought me in, talked to me, taught me a lot, introduced me to a lot of people, and now I talk to him and Omar and lots of people almost every day.
Now you're
learn a ton from Benny, and just you meet these people and they almost become like a second family. You look forward to talking to them every day. So definitely reach out, talk to people, and
absolutely,
it's a safe place.
I talk to Brian despite the fact that he's an Eagles fan. I still talk to him.
I'm trying to give us a good name.
I get foot massages from Greg when nobody's looking.
Brian and Greg have the best outfits on today, so
But no, for sure. I mean, try to reach out, and thank you, Benny. Thank you, Trevor, for wearing your shirts. Wearing those shirts. But yeah, I mean, we're all friends.
Tiny shirt.
We're all friends, and it's once a year. I mean, it's the greatest experience where we can all come together and just enjoy each other's nearness and being amongst friends, and that fire pit or the lobby, you know, just how noisy it is, but it's just filled with so much goodness and kindness and friendship and generosity. I love William mentioned earlier how he was, you know, opening figures, and I just love that. I remember my first year, and maybe we can talk about an experience. The first year I didn't know anybody. I mean, I knew people, but I didn't know anyone, and they didn't know me. And I just remember how good it felt to just be in that lobby and soak up like that friendship, and people were opening figures. The Valiant Knight was everywhere. I remember Steph Orkin was open one, and I was just like, you know, it was just so cool. Like no one was judging anyone, no one was negative. Like you could be a nerd and enjoy your action figures in the open. And I was just like, I'm amongst my people. And we say that a lot now, but that was it for me. You know, I met Mark Thomas there, and it just kind of branched from there where, you know, Emil came and talked to us, and Eric Miller came, and I had met him earlier in the year, and I'd spoken to Curtis, and it was just a great thing where it just changed. Like, you know, you met this person, and your friendship begats this friendship and begats that friendship. And so that for me, it was the best thing, was that I got to meet people. I got to really be part of something that has changed my life. So
It's
that's
just
my
crazy.
experience.
It's crazy because you could just stand in line and meet your next best friend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
I mean, like I met Jay standing in line at the Armory, and Jay and I talk almost every day on the phone. It just,
I would say
it happened, you know?
I've been to San Diego a lot in the last few years. It's fantastic. It's overwhelming. It's huge. You know what I mean? You can spend all day, and it's a great con. But you kind of you hope you go there with your friends. You hope to run into some people around some of the booths and stuff like that. And then afterwards, it's a big city, and people like you could try to get together with people at a restaurant sometimes, and you can sort of see some people. There's nothing like this though, because we're all there, you know what I mean, for the most part all day long, you know what I mean, and it's chill, you know what I mean. They're not San Diego, you're trying to get exclusives, you're waiting in line, yes, there's some lines here, but for the most part it's not too bad. You can sit down in the lobby. If you got a room, you can go to your room. It's right there. It's not, you know, 10 miles down the road or whatever.
There's no hotels attached to San Diego.
Well, there's a couple, but you got to be.
But
you got to be a vendor basically to get in there, or pretty wealthy.
$1,500 a night.
Yeah, but there's nothing like this. Like it's just like it's the chill aspect of just sitting there, and it is really, again, back to budgets. It's the experience of hanging out with people. Even if you go the first year with, you know, a budget of, you know, $100, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time.
On Facebook saying, like, you know, is it worth it? Is it worth coming to Legionscon? And of course, you know, we all chimed in as we could, but I hope these people are listening now, watching, and watch later. Legionscon, it's worth it. It's way worth it. At the end of the day, it's a business, but it's more than that also, you know, because you have your friendships, you have your friends that you meet there that become family. You have even everybody's approachable. Don't think nobody's approachable. I mean, I know some of us have mean mugs and some of us are a little bit ugly, but, you know, I mean, we're approachable, we're lovable, and we love to love back, and hugs and everything else. And, you know,
Benny gives good hug.
You know, yeah, my hugs are delicious. They're real good. But, you know, just talk to somebody. I know it could be tough. You know what? And when I see anybody that's not talking, I'm going to talk to you. Like always, I'm going to be in line talking to you. I'm going to bother you. I'm going to poke you. You know, I might body slam you twice or two. No, but it's out of love. No, but you know what? Approach people, talk to them, nudge them, say hello, good morning. You know, it might be difficult for some of us to do that, but it's doable, and everybody is approachable and lovable. Everybody.
I absolutely love it. That's one of my favorite things at the con, is that people that I don't know that know me.
Yeah.
Like the first Legionscon I went to, there were people that asked me, like, "Oh, can I take my picture with you?" And I'm like, "I freaking nobody."
Isn't that
like,
great?
I don't even have to ask, you know.
People like you
I
already.
picture Joe was like, sure, okay.
It was like a circle around Joe. People were like coming to Joe, and
it's weird, you know, because I don't really see myself as an internet personality, you know, but have people come up and say, "Hey, I watch your show," and stuff like that, and I'm like, wow, I'm really surprised. that anybody watches that crap, but it's a lot of fun. And I totally love meeting new people and talking about how they collect and what they collect and anything. It's just a great time. That's one of the funnest things. So don't ever feel like people don't want to talk to you. I know I do. So if you're a shy person or, anything, hey, come and talk to me. I'm more than happy. That was one of the mistakes that I made in the first Legionscon, because I would buy something and I thought, I'll just run this up to my room real quick because I don't want to be carrying it around. I can't go in. I think this is probably the same for most people. You can't really do anything really quick at the con because you're going to go to run up to your room and 10 people are going to stop you and want to talk. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
I personally love it. So
isn't it a wet myself? It's like people don't know us from work. They don't know us, they know from the community. Like they know this aspect of us. And I love that. Like, we all know each other from the community. And that's good enough. Like you don't need to know, what car I drive or where I work or anything. It's like, who cares? That's not the important part of us. It's the kindness and the friendship and the generosity and the camaraderie and, all that stuff that's, important, I think.
Sleeping on your bro's couch for 3 nights.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I would also ask, just while we're here, that my wife might be stopping by. So anybody who comes up to me and asks for me to sign a book or to take a selfie with me, I will buy you a beer. Okay, that worked out last year really well.
I'm gonna have you sign my my 10-year annual.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey,
Speaking of, I highly encourage everybody that has a copy of the 10-year book to bring it. And now we can, so that we can sign them like each other's yearbooks from
it is. It is like a yearbook. Yeah.
Yep. You got to open it though, Benny. You got to open it.
I know. I haven't had time to open anything. Work. I've been selling my feet pictures. The card is.
There you go. There you go.
Extra money.
And thanks to Rick, I found a picture of myself in the 10-year book. So
awesome.
Benny 2 times 2 toes.
Yeah.
Benny 3 times 3 toes.
Anything else you guys want to share? Any experience? Anything that you want to throw out before we wrap it up?
Jen just mentioned, that was another one of those line things where we just were chatting while we were in line, and then Jen ended up being my smoking buddy almost the whole con.
Jen's awesome.
Yeah. So you never know what friends you're going to make.
I have the front porch crowd. I have the back porch crowd.
Yeah, I'm hanging out in the fire pit. People are smoking. I don't smoke, but it was just cool to just hang out and
got the hacky sack people.
If you're looking for people, fire pit at nighttime, there's always people there.
Yes.
Lobby, the pub, or if you're a smoker, outside in front, there's always a crowd of guys smoking.
I
just pinball to like different groups. I'm like, bing, bing, bing,
hey,
bing, 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 bing.
On Sunday, Brett and I trying to have a conversation with no voices was a lot of fun for me.
and I will always breakfast buffet. I'll always be there. So look for me in the breakfast buffet. I was hanging out with Brian Burke, Eric Miller, Jay Waters. Brett was there, I believe, for a bit. That breakfast buffet, delicious. So look for me to be there. Absolutely.
But it goes back to the whole: is it worth it? And just if you need to ask yourself, is it worth it? Do you like the toys? Do you like the community?
Yes.
Then the answer, if you can answer yes,
make that
those,
drive.
There's no reason not.
If you're in reasonable proximity, I would go so far as to say it's worth it to go just for the cost of the ticket. If you weren't going to buy anything, literally just walking the floor, seeing people, the day event is worth it.
Absolutely.
How about Faisal's inspirational picks this week? This guy, Londinium Legions, these guys.
Stop
Midnight
it.
Joker here. There you go. Yeah, definitely. If you're on the fence, get your ass out there to Legionscon, November 7th and 8th.
I mean, that's what keeps me going to Legionscon is you guys. You guys. I mean, because there's been times where I get a little overwhelmed and depressed in collecting toys, which is shouldn't be, but it is. But you guys keep me going. You guys keep me happy. You guys talk to me. You text me on the side. You guys look. I mean, I've had people contact me this past few weeks. You know, Paul, Zach, all these guys calling me up, and you okay? We haven't heard from you. This, that,
Paulie.
you know, and Brian Carr. You know, I've even had Kelly reach out to me and say hello and everything, befriend me on Facebook, and
Kelly's the best.
it's like, you know, it's love, man. It's love, and we're here to give that love back, and we're toy collectors, a toy community that's become more than that, you know. And if you want to be part of that, and I'm proud to be part of that community.
Hell yeah.
And I hope you guys can do the same as well.
Absolutely. I mean, even my wife asks me all the time, how are the guys doing?
Yes.
How's Benny doing? How's Greg doing? How's Jay doing?
Nice.
How's Trevor? How's Brian? She always asks me all the time. She's like, how are they all doing? How's, you watching their shows this week or everything else? So she knows how important this community is to me. So, I mean, it stretches out beyond just us, So, I mean, Benny and I were talking while we were both at work the other day, just on the phone, just shooting the shit. So,
right.
Yep. So.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Well, get your tickets. Jeremy said we've got 12 weeks or less
yeah.
for Legionscon. So get your tickets now. Secure your housing situation. Reach out. Keep checking. If you don't have a room yet, keep trying. Download the app to Marriott and keep trying to get a room there. They will open up. People will say, hey, I can't make it, room available. So just reach out. And the rooms are very expensive. I'm going to be honest, for me. So, if you have a room or if you need a room, reach out and say, hey, I'm looking, does someone want to share a room? I'll sleep in the bathtub, whatever.
Bought extra rooms, and I will be scalping those as we get closer to the date.
There you go. Whatever it takes, just get there. It is worth it. It is worth it. I promise you. Jen says, my mom always asks how you guys are doing.
And there's some nights that the rooms are open. So if you can bunk in with somebody else one of the nights or two of the nights while you're there, try to do that too. So
there you go.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, my friends. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for the people in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for being here and giving us your time and effort, energy, and answers. Thank you, guys. I'm going to do this again next Sunday. We're going to talk more Legionscon. Probably the same questions, but, So hopefully it'll be worth watching again. But I look forward to seeing all you guys in 12 weeks. And it's going to be great, man. It's going to be great. Love you guys.
Yep. Had a good time. Go Buckeyes.
Bye, guys.
Oh, go blue.